Nipah! Merry Christmas, everybody. It's time for another daily Nipah. Rika Farude Simulator 2526 soon. Make sure you pick it up at socksmakepeoplesexy.net/games.itch.io. It is free, baby. We got a lot of podcasts to listen to, so let's go on. Rika? Hi, Rika. You feeling festive today? Yeah, I think you are. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the volume for the game a lot. And continue.
I guess I'll just close out my number 10 by saying that, like, if the Kaizo
here we go.
world
Videos
isn't really where you want to go, and you want a
Hi,
really dose
Squibs.
of, like, really high quality Super
Say a
Mario
cutie.
World
Merry
ROM
Christmas.
hack action,
I
check
know what
out
you're gonna say.
A Plumber for All Seasons. Just a
Love that game.
gorgeous little game. No stress. It just feels like a solid ass Mario game, and I liked that game to bits. So.
That is
That one's
such a
definitely more my speed.
Yeah.
you would love a plumber for all seasons, man. It's
Plumber
such
for
a
all
cute
seasons,
game.
everybody.
For sure.
I feel like if you want
Mario-esque
something, if you want
game.
to plug yourself into like freeware games that have really strong
Straight.
action chops, I think plugging into like the weirdo fan game scenes is a really good way to do that, because you get people that have thought really hard about how to make a good Mario game or how to make a good Mega Man game, and I think you get that. I've forgot a lot of joy, like the same thing with like Doom. I think that if you like action design but you're also interested in like weirdo freeware scenes, I think plugging into ROM hacks and fan games and stuff like the Kaizo scene is a really good way to get that. Yeah, for sure. Scratched.
So that's my number 10. I'm going to
Thank
pass
you,
the baton
Polly.
to Rhett.
Alright, Rhett.
Okay.
Bet.
So I have realized something very, very quickly here.
Uh-oh.
Is that I'm going to have by far the most like conservative, like normal, not, the most mainstream bending list by far.
You gotta have
I'm
one
not
of those
listing
every now
ROM
and again.
hacks, I'm not listing.
It's always
games
good to
made by
have a
friends.
straight
We
man.
gotta have a normie in here to help keep that
So the most normie.
You gotta
right
have
now.
a normie.
Hey, Rat. Last year, Polly picked Xenoblade 3 for number 1, and you picked
Xenoblade
Voice
3
Stranger.
is number 1. Goddamn.
Yeah. Look, we got a bigger audience now. We gotta have that. We gotta corner that Game Awards watching segment of the audience. So
You're here. You serve You're an important vitamin in the cocktail, in the body of the soccer
Trip
cast.
dub.
It's just funny seeing over the years how I feel like drifted a little bit, and then everybody else was like, "We're not playing games that cost $60 anymore."
I mean, you say that, Squibs, but
Or
it got
even more. My number 10 is Ace
so
Attorney
many views
Investigations
this year.
2, Prosecutor's Gambit.
yes, hell yeah.
DS. That's a DS adventure
It
game.
was
So many
this
people
year
watched
on
it.
Steam.
That's Red. I still. Play
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't.
Was where I'm like, this so far is like the most
Yeah.
mainstream game anybody's talking
Is
about.
Ace Attorney Investigations?
Ace Attorney 2.
Well, it's published by Capcom, for God's sakes.
God's
I mean, I do want to play Ace Attorney.
It's like 2011 DS game.
Tell us about this game, Red.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Is I feel like I would.
It's a
just
new
wanna go,
generation
just go
thing.
listen to the podcast, the last podcast. I think that's the one I talked about it. So this was released on Steam as a 2-pack. It's
We're getting too old,
Ace
Squibs.
Attorney Investigations 1 and 2. And I really didn't like 1 that much. It's kind of boring. And this game was just such a revelation that turned everything around. Just like, even just playing
First one's
the same, just the story
boring.
was so much more interesting.
Gotcha.
And I think the thing is where I'm
Don't even
comfortable
talk
listing
about
2
it at
only
work.
is that great Ace Attorney, the 1900s one. Those 2 games are really the same. Part 1 and Part 2 of the same
Triple-
story, where
Double.
Investigations 2 is like, you really don't have to play the first one. Like, there's a couple characters you'll be like, I don't know what their deal is. Mostly like the ninja girl that hangs around with Edgeworth now. Like, her story is really explained and fully resolved in the first one, so she's just kind of hanging around in this one. It is a little weird, but all the new stuff is, entirely self-contained in this game. And the story is just really good, and like, it kind of reminds me of the third Ace Attorney game where like
Oh my god, I don't know
things
if
you
I want to hear
expect
this.
come back in later cases.
Spoilers.
And, starts all tying together. This one is like an even more magnified version of that, where every case is connected. That's one of the things I mentioned last time.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like I'll ever get
And
around
so,
to
like,
playing
the
it
big
or
finale,
remember this.
The big reveals at the end are just like, what the hell is going on? All of it tied together. It's just
Peak
crazy.
storytelling is happening.
That's
It's
so
just
cool.
for peak storytelling for me, where it's just big reveals, big dramatic moments.
Triple double.
There's one character in this game who, based on the fan art, or not fan art, but like the title screen image, I thought they were going to be cool. And
Big
then
reveals.
They are the biggest piece of shit in the series ever. And that character made me cry at the end because the game is like acknowledging that they suck, and then like there's this really emotional scene where they're trying to do better and like trying to fix themselves. So like having them team
know
up
those
with
feels.
Edgeworth, not even in the climax, like there's multiple climaxes basically, but this one
Ooh.
part where like
My kind of night.
I don't know exactly if like he's doing like the finger point with Edgeworth at the same time. It's just very cool and like
Triple
yeah,
double.
there's at least one real good emotional moment for me in this. Yeah,
Don't you
it was
spoil
a- is I wouldn't say it was a solid package because you gotta get that
You
first
gotta
game, which
get
is
that
just
first game, yeah.
It's just kind of a sleepy game. I don't know, that one just missed for me.
I
So, like,
remember reviewing it positively back in the day, or at least somewhat
well, then
positively.
maybe you want to check out too, because it's way better, and it never got released in America till now.
Yeah, I'll probably
officially.
do that because it's been on my list. Like I've only heard people
Yeah.
say it's almost maybe the best Ace Attorney game. So
I remember seeing a list that had,
Objection!
Like, Ace Attorney Investigations 1 at like dead
I've never
last,
played
yeah,
one,
and this
so
was,
I have
like,
no idea.
number 2 after Trials and Tribulations, and now I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's,
Oop, near Potsy. I really
yeah.
like Danganronpa
Like,
a
you
lot,
wouldn't think it would be
honestly.
that big of a jump, but yeah, it really is.
awesome.
So I think that's my
Right.
number 10.
That's your number 10.
Killer.
All right. Well, what do you say we've had our fun. It's time to go back to the mines for us. We are going into the second shift at the listener list mines, and I do believe John has us covered for our next pick.
Hello there. This one
Say who it's
is
from.
Yep, this one is from Cynthia/Fresno. Thanks so much for sending in a list.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of
Hiya,
fun.
Soxcast. Another year come and gone, and so here we are again.
Fresno.
With a celebration of some games I played this year that meant a lot to me. For the sake of brevity,
This is funny because John gets the longest ones.
That's the secret. That's the funny part. That's the bit.
I'm just looking at the whole text file and it's starting it for the sake of brevity.
It's starting to sink in.
I'll launch right into it. Honorable mention, Zenless Zone Zero.
That's fair, Squibs.
Because of this being a forever game, one that is fighting a constant battle to get me to spend real money on cute girls, I am keeping a certain distance between me and it on the list. That being said, the Astra Yao and Evelyn storyline is some of the most affecting video game drama I've experienced this year, hitting so many of my favorite beats. The power of song, mutual understanding, betrayal, forgiveness, and transcendent emotional love between two pretty girls. For that, ZZZ gets a nod.
ZZZ.
Number
Okay.
3, Monster Hunter Wilds. More monsters, more
Monster
more
Hunter,
wilds.
okay.
At times, well,
I tried that and I
Wild
couldn't get
takes you on
into
the
it.
rails. His focus is more on its story, but his story was quite interesting to me. An exploration of a strange and wild world, along with the life-threatening creatures you have to take down in it. There's a surprising level of poignancy involved with the nature of the flagship monster Archivald, and it was affecting to me.
Triple
The
double.
actual monster hunting is spectacular as always and led to some intense fights. The crossover battle with Omega from FF14 is the hardest thing I've ever faced in one of these games. Good hunts, good experiences, fun experience with friends, and just a cool game all around. Number 2, the Lily trilogy. Lily's Day Off, Lily's Night Out, and 3 Wishes. I did not know what to expect when I streamed these 3 short VNs from developer Cupin, but what I got was the visual novel equivalent of the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster from the Hitchhiker Guide. Every gonzo VN trope and route choice you can think of slammed into you at full force and knocking you right on your ass. Yandere endings with Mr. Chainsaw are normal compared to some of the wild shit that takes place over these games, but it's all presented with such saccharine cute charm that you can't help but be enamored. Some of the most fun I've ever had with a video game this year came just from reacting to this madness live on stream with a smile on my face, and Cupin deserves the silver medal and many head pats for these wild little games. Number 1, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Really?
I love our podcast!
start the count. This is on every list.
Super Street
Why
Fighter
does that-
2
why- Every
Turbo.
award show should be like this. Everyone just sends in whatever random shit they got into this year. This is the best. Sorry, Lily Trilogy into Super Street Fighter 2 made me just lose
That's real good.
Yes, it's a sterling example of a 90s arcade fighting game, perhaps the pinnacle of it, but to get to my number one, you have to be more than just a good game. This is on the list entirely due to my participation in Dot Level's Beginners League tournament, where I got to fight a host of other people new to facing each other in fighting games. It was an absolute standout experience over the month of September, and not only was it great to see how everyone else fared and improved, but I could feel myself improving as well. The Chun-Li mirror match I had in week 2 with its back and forth and hype moments is a memory I will cherish forever, and part of the greatest video game experience of my 2025. So much more could be said, but I'll leave it at goddamn what fun I had with those folks. That rules. That's
Yeah,
so nice,
that's so cool.
Cynthia.
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, Fresno pulled off like a 1-frame counter.
Oh.
In a match, and literally the hosts were just like, "What the fuck? You're doing this online?"
Dot
The,
37.
I love how much the various streaming stuff has been good for been fun for the community. So many streamers, so many folks having fun streaming, and I've also enjoyed Frez's journey with fighting games. Like they sent me like a series of like 1CCs over the years that have been really fun. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I hope you.
I love 1CCs.
Thanks always for your lists and your listening.
Shmups.
Next.
All right, I've got a list coming from Alper002, also known as Alperu2. In one of two places. You probably never heard of me, but you might have seen my unceremonious bump to the Discord's user list. Somehow I stumbled into here and decided to listen to the previously latest podcast, and because of all the talk about disappointment of people coming around and saying, "Well, I would have, but," I now present you what happens when you accidentally encourage someone on the fringes. A list of video games.
Oh.
The most terrifying thing. First off,
Scary.
again, like you're gonna love this, Final Fight.
Wait, the
Inspired
first
by
one?
an indie dev's passion
yeah.
about beat 'em ups, I tried to put some time into it on MAME. I may not be that good at it and can only theoretically beat stage 2 on one coin. However, I'm having a lot of fun throwing dudes into each other and figuring out strategies with the help of save states. The enemies are really good at surprising you, which is as frustrating to lose against as it is satisfying to beat. It's fun. Watch Murphigator. You will learn how to play that game very well. Secondly,
I really want to make a beat 'em up journey sometime soon.
beat 'em ups are good.
Bog Hog wrote one of my favorite things because I got this for.
I was never a
Mario
big
World
fan of
2,
beat 'em
but
ups.
It's a list of like 15 great, really
There's
good.
some
beat
good
'em
ones.
ups in like ascending order of difficulty. Like here's a good one to start with. Here's one after
geez.
that. Here's one after that. I'm like yes.
Hey,
the
65.
journey
Do with
starts.
shmups.
Another era comes. Another era
Someday.
approacheth.
Era.
Era.
Secondly, Professor Layton and the Curious Village. Also a game I've yet to
Professor
complete, but I've
Layton
been
and
having a
the-
great time playing it together with a friend. We've been having lots of fun going, "Oh, it's this fucking guy again."
Crypto.
Or talking up just how much everyone in the titular village seems obsessed with puzzles. Friends make everything better, but the puzzles are pretty fun on their own too. Just watch out for the riddles. And last,
Oh,
Lots
man,
of
I
puzzles.
wonder if they finished that game yet.
yeah,
Puzzles
that
are fun.
game's got some real devious stuff, but it's also got
Every-
a wild ending.
Those first 3 Layton games go nuts at the end.
Yeah,
Every time.
I love every single, like those first 3 games are fantastic.
Yeah.
And last but
Man,
not
a lot of DS adventure game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Representation.
And last but not least, well, it's the smallest, but Commit Arson Now. This year, on a forum I don't have an account on, but lurk nonetheless, someone posted a link to a certain blog post about making good small games. Within were links to a variety of little examples, but Commit Arson Now, if nothing else, caught my eye first. Then the singing caught my ears. I still smile when thinking about it. It reignited, or should I say, committed arson to an interest in small games within me that I've been missing. I've been a bit more curious since I played, both because of the game itself, I'm playing and enjoying many Sylvie games for the first time, but also the blog I found it through. Thanks for existing. I have trouble saying things, but I can at least express gratitude in this one silly way. For now, it's something I want to work on. Have good! I'm going to take a moment here to also...
so much for that list.
Take
Have
a second
good.
here. I'm going to grab this needle. I'm going to pop John's little ego balloon so we don't get too out of hand here.
I was already getting ready to freak out before they mentioned my blog post because I really, really like Commit Arson.
Yeah, I know.
That's one of my favorite Sylvie games.
I've
There's
heard
so
you
many small
talk
games
about that
about-
one, yeah.
I was like, does John know this one? And then, he listed it.
Yeah. All right, Red.
Rhett's got a listener list.
This comes from Azalea.
Mhm.
Number 3, Yakuza 0. I swear, I just sorted these by size, and then I get a list that's like completely my jam.
Yeah!
Number 3, Yakuza 0. It was wonderful this year to start playing a series that embodies everything I love. It's fun, compassionate, and lean for its scope. To me, it's an even bigger comfort hug of a series than Dragon Quest, and in many ways is similar.
Nice.
I love
okay.
that this is on here. This is the spread. Number 2, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. I mean, classic.
I don't think I've ever played a game that challenged me to my roots like CT did. It's taught me more about what
Love
I
me
value
some
than
Chrono
anything.
Trigger.
It's taught me more about what I value than anything I've unwaveringly loved. And I think
Triple
I'm
double?
going to keep learning things from it as I played in Japanese.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice,
the story
nice.
there is that Azalea wrote a big blog post after having like kind of a mixed response to Chrono Trigger, and we yapped about it a bunch. And it partly another friend I have is playing it, and then Azalea posted that, and so that got me to replay Chrono Trigger. Then we talked more. It was a really fun back and forth, and I had a really good time. I'm glad it made such a positive, such a full impact.
So, Chrono Trigger's number 2.
Right.
What's one game better?
What? Jeez, this list is bangers, man.
Number 1, Excise.
Excise. Wow.
Playing a small part in helping
Hey
give birth
there,
to this game was
Polly.
my greatest joy of the year, as well as the amazing friend I made who created it.
The Wea
Both the
bitch.
game itself and the story of its creation are everything I love about video games, and I want to go into 2026 holding that close in my heart. Thanks for doing this
Yeah.
every year. It's a beautiful tradition that warms my heart and brings us all together.
Hell yeah.
Excise getting a number 1
man.
entry in the
Like,
list.
y'all, I think this might be our
Triple
best
double.
show ever. This is going to be our best show ever. I can feel it. It's in my bones already.
Good energy here.
There's
in our
such
bones
good
already.
energy around here. So, guess we're ready to move on to our next audio list. And this one comes from somebody who's recently been mentioned. This comes from Sylvie.
Oh.
Perfect.
So let's check out what Sylvie has to say in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello gamers. This is the year I finally got into Battle Garega. This vertical scrolling shmup is legendary for its complex rank system, which dynamically adjusts the difficulty as you
Garega?
play, and its incredibly tense climax that pits you against 2 fucked up RNG heavy bosses in a row. This game feels like riding a knife's edge. The rank system lowering the difficulty when you die makes it feel like it's never over until you lose your last life, but the way the game doles out resources and the lack of bomb invincibility means you never feel safe until the final boss goes down. This game overtook every other shmup I've ever played to become my new favorite. I have to give
Nice.
an honorable mention to Armed Police Bat Rider.
That's
which
a good
shares
one.
a lot of Garega's best qualities, and is honestly a little more in line with my aesthetics, but Garega's endgame goes so hard that I think I like it a little better.
Hell yeah.
However, my favorite game I played this year has to be the freeware RPG Demon King Chronicle. This game immediately drew me in with its mysterious, dangerous world and creative rat-stacking, salad-equipping battle system. It's exciting to fight your way deeper into the world, expand your frontier of knowledge, and discover secrets and shortcuts.
Merry
Even though the
Christmas,
design is
Polly.
excellent, I love this game more so for its strong personality.
65.
Beyond just being a bundle of interesting mechanics,
Squiz.
it's compelling to play because it gets such a sense of idiosyncrasy and inventiveness from
Everybody.
I feel in everything from major decisions that govern core systems to little details of how the screen colors fade when you get in an encounter.
We're listening to
Even King Chronicles
that,
what
yeah.
I want out of video games. I don't just want to interact with interesting systems, I want to feel the creator's voice behind the work.
This one's been on my radar.
Now, normally my game of the year would be my favorite new game I played during the year, which was Demon King Chronicle. But that's not how things worked out this time, because this year, I played Unlimited Saga. This game is fucking bonkers, and it took me around 20 hours over 4 days to beat the final boss. It ruined my entire long weekend, and caused me great physical and mental distress. However, I forgive Akitoshi Kawazu for
Battle
inflicting this
Garaga.
harm on me, because he's the best game designer to ever do it. Like every Kawazu game, Unlimited Saga is a visionary masterpiece that not only towers above its contemporaries, but stretches beyond the sky to eclipse modern works with its uniqueness, experimentation, and personality. It's definitely the most game that I played this year. Ravenblade.
Name another motherfucking end of the year list that is going to include Unlimited Saga.
Fuck yes.
We are,
Thank you so
oh my
much,
god.
Toby.
The energy is absolutely astounding. And our
Sounding.
second shift in the listener list minds is over. And it's time for John to drop a big hot number 9.
I'm dying, Paul. I've got such a big grin on my face.
I don't know
after
how you
all of
couldn't.
this.
I don't know how you couldn't at this point, because this is just honestly astounding.
Okay. Whew. My number 9 was Milas 3's Death of a Wish. This is the sequel to Luca Born of a Dream. I had a ball with this one. The first Luca was the game that like unlocked parry combat for me. That's right. This is parry slop.
Parry slop. Let's go.
Harry
Before
Slop.
Parries were mainstream
Oh,
in
Lord.
everything.
Luca was, I think Luca was 2017. This is the cutting edge of parry slop.
Harry
Death of a Wish makes like a number of really smart gameplay decisions. In Luca, successfully doing a parry instantly breaks an enemy, which lets you do a bunch of damage. Which led to me playing kind of defensively, where I like wait for the parry window and then attack and then wail on them. In Death of a Wish, you play as Chris, who is a weaker, angrier character within the narrative. So
Yeah, for sure,
parries
Squibs.
in Death of a Wish don't instantly break the enemy; they just decrease the gauge like a big amount, and you also want to be hitting them with attacks. So. And then if you're not being proactive, then you can't break them. So you wind up playing. You feel weaker, but you also feel
Souls.
like scrappier and more dangerous.
You got to play more
and
aggressively.
I've heard
you
a
gotta
lot
play more
about Nine
aggressively, and
Souls.
it wound up feeling really good. I feel like it's probably in tune with like. I don't think it's probably that much harder than Luca as like Silk Song is to Hollow Knight, but I feel like the comparison there, where it's like, okay, we are forcing you to play more aggressively with some key mechanical changes that I think are just really smart, and it feels really good in Death of a Wish. I think the story is also just a little bit more more
Oomfier?
precise than Luca's. Luca's felt a little bit, it had a bit of that debut game charm, where it's like we're stuffing in
Hey,
all
pal.
the stuff we really care about in these stories we want to tell, to the point of feeling a little overstuffed at times.
I'm gonna have to check
Death
out
of a Wish
Nine
just feels
Souls
kind of,
sometime.
like, very pointed and on it. There's a big act break in the middle, and if it had ended there, it would have been like, here's the really tight action game sequel to Luca, and then there's a second act that does a bunch with the like VN stuff and kind of story driven combat sequences that I think makes it like a full follow-up to Luca in a way that I was really pleased with. It's just a very strong sequel. Like, I think making a big action game, a big paid action game that is like 10 plus hours long and tells like a personal large scope story across multiple games even is like the thing that so many devs set out to do and fail at. And then I think Colin and Co just completely nailed it across Luca and Death and Wish. I think these are really lovely games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you've talked these games up for years, and Luca has been in my library for way too long with me having not played it. And it's just, man, I gotta get to that at some point because I feel like these are absolutely my jam. So, yeah,
it's the thing that unlocked
Merry Christmas,
for me. It's
pal.
the thing that unlocked rank systems for me. Going for S ranks felt really, really good.
And you and your
both
family.
games, I went for the biggest honking sword I could get, so that I would break enemies and then just like really big slow Zweihander wind up and then boom.
Yeah, that's the red methodology of approaching an action game.
Feels so fucking good. Fucking love Death and Wish.
Woo! That's a close near Potsy there.
I was a little sad.
Doesn't get any
about
closer.
having to bump
5 instead of a 6.
Egg and Cape Noir.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
So I'm glad talking through these. I feel like okay, no, I'm glad these are
made the right decision here. Yeah, the appropriate amount of excitement feels.
SOB.
Terry Kavanagh's Egg and Cape Noir, very good.
Yeah, almost. Again, actually. Our first miracle last year was the Christmas one.
Okay, you just said keep going, and I thought he meant that I had something else to say about it. But no, I have a number 9, so you shut up about your number 9. It's my turn now. So my number 9, to me anyway, it served as a reminder to creatives that sometimes you should just embrace and nurture your unhinged creativity. Even if that art may be off-putting or offensive to others. My number 9 is Sweetest Monster plus Sweetest Monster Refrain. Yes! So Sweetest Monster is a VN by Ebi Hime, who is a fairly prolific English visual novel creator. And she primarily dabbles in the world of Yuri visual novels, but Sweetest Monster is not one of those. This is a story about a man who is stuck in the middle of a miserable midlife crisis, who's in a marriage that has lost all of its luster. He and his wife are just constantly sniping back and forth at each other. He's got a daughter that literally never leaves her room because she's just too depressed. But the story actually begins years prior to this, back when he was a child, and while on a miserable vacation to a family member's home, he ends up nearly drowning because he dove into a pool to try and save a cat that had fallen in. And despite the fact that he could not swim because he's a gigantic idiot. But you gotta save the cat. Gotta save the cat. The internet will hate you forever. And then back to the present, while he's out on a walk one night after having another spat with his wife, he meets a charming black-haired girl who has cat ears. And he finds himself just immediately taken in by her various charms, and she insists
she's cute.
She's very cute. Just very good cat girl design on this part. Grade A cat girl, not gonna complain here. And this cat girl insists that she is the cat from his childhood, and that she's also a demon that ended up being so touched by his selfless act that she'd fallen in love with him, and that she's here to repay that favor by basically stealing him away from his miserable life and drowning him in her affection. And that's a great little setup. So let me just make it clear. Sweetest Monster is not for the faint of heart. And it's not a game that's just, there's just out and out sex and boobies everywhere. It's nothing like that. It's a story where you will start to have an inkling about something a little disturbing about 3/4 through the first game, or the ending will just smack you in the face like a sledgehammer. And I don't want to spoil it. I'll just say that the reveal isn't hard to find. You can find it being talked about on the Steam forum. So, there's all your content warnings. But I got blindsided by it. I felt a certain way. But
a negative way.
There was a confidence. I was very fascinated by the author, because she actually does a big commentary after you finish the game that kind of explains her own nervousness in putting this story out there, and just like, I want to tell something really fucked up. I want to do something that's just not what I normally do, and I really like what I've done. So it's just like, that's stuck in my craw. And it was just like, you know, she's out here just being very brave, I think. And I think we encourage that in game design space, or game dev spaces. So I went in and I checked out Sweetest Monster Refrain. The second game is the fallout of the reveal from the first game, and the problems that is created only becoming bigger, and the source of those problems becoming even more persistent. The main character goes from being an anxious about, you know, maybe I'm cheating on my wife, to something much bigger and a little more taboo, and he spends the entire runtime of this game in the most miserable headspace.
Oh, lovely.
Refrain is not a pleasant read. It's sort of the same way, although, that I liked Steins Gate Zero's portrayal of Rentaro's brain literally coming apart at the seams after that game follows up from the bad ending of Steins Gate. So I loved the way that she kind of explores and creates texture with putting you in the head of someone who is so obviously fucked up, and has fucked up in ways that there's no way you can take back.
Why are you all talking about being in my head?
Game's endings reflect that, and it stays honest to what it's saying and doing this whole time, and then just drops that in your lap. And I just kind of I think that this one was challenging for me because it's based on like a trope. Would we call it a trope? Because you guys know what it is. A trope that some people are into. It makes me uncomfortable, but it also kind of let me see it more in the light of, this is just a piece of art.
Wait,
and there
what?
can be pieces of art that run with something like this.
Why was
it
pulled yesterday?
Very much not a thing that I like in terms of, you know, the trope. You can still tell a very good, weird, and fucked up story with it, and me come out the other end being like, holy crap, you won me over. I can't believe that happened. And again, the author had a lot of apprehension about putting this story out because she knew that it would probably offend and alienate a lot of people. But I think her just letting go and swinging for it, you know, kind of helped me feel more comfortable consuming and
censorship internet world, right?
And I just kind of think that's rad. I still think it's a good story. I think it's awesome, and it'll squick you the fuck out.
That is a trip dub.
This is delightful.
I'm
this
curious.
Was a really
I'm
fun
not gonna
journey
lie.
to watch.
Yeah,
you got real negative, and then you kind of slowly piece together like, oh, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
And I always really like watching those journeys.
It was a fun little journey to take because, I came away from that first game like, I don't know.
Was it Refrain that really kind of made it whole?
Yeah, that kind of made everything kind of feel whole. Like, without having that second piece there, you just kind of get smacked in the face with a thing. But then when you get to, like, wallow in it and just enjoy that character's misery, I guess. That's a weird way of putting it.
Definitely feels like that part was needed, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true of a lot of OELV ends, is like they can kind of release almost in two parts or whatnot instead of being like one story and then the sequel. It's more like, here is the full story.
I mean, even we did it.
Yeah, and Butterfly Soup kind of had that vibe for me too. I feel like the two games together is what really tells the complete story.
Yeah, and I think that just kind of like seeing an artist like let go of their inhibitions for a bit and just do the damn thing gives it a little extra shine for me. So that's why it ended up here. It left an impression. It made me feel awful in the ways that I was supposed to feel awful. And it's just effective storytelling.
I think that rules.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's my number 9.
That's
Sweetest
fair.
Monster and Sweetest Monster Refrain. Rats! Number 9.
What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers?
Are you ready for some fucking whiplash? These two next to each other is the best.
It's so good.
My number 9 is Cyberpunk 2027.
Cyberpunk.
Phantom Liberty.
I cannot have asked for a better follow-up. I cannot ask for a better follow-up.
So Cyberpunk 2077 is a fine game. It is open world. I didn't want to say slop, but
It's the year year of slop. Just let the slop fly, man.
Oh.
Like, it's a good open world. Number go up, gun get bigger.
Oh.
You do a lot of quests. You shoot stuff. It's fine. I don't know if it would have. I do think like I've played.
I can see
after,
why that
like,
would
they
get taken down then, yes.
basically reworked literally everything, like the combat updates and stuff. So it definitely plays really well now. It's fun getting stuff like double jump and sliding, and just being a very agile, or whichever way you play. The hacking stuff is fun. Like any game where you can hack enemies to attack each other is like gets a few points.
Always a jam. Always a jam.
Because it's always fun making AI fight each other. But the part that gets this on the list, and the part I really loved, was the full expansion, the Phantom Liberty, where it's just a much tighter game. The story's way better. The area isn't as big. It's just dramatically more focused and shorter. And I think you can just load it up and just start a character at that point.
Okay.
Which I actually
that's
like,
nasty.
I could definitely play this again because again
crazy. I mean, it is, but
I haven't since.
That's
Half-Life 2,
crazy.
basically, which again,
Another
I really
Nipah.
love. There's two choices in the game. Like, are you going to ally with this character, or you're going to betray them, and then another ally betray thing kind of at the end.
That's
and they're
crazy.
just fucking gutting. Like, I really agonized over the second one, especially. The first one, I'm like, I'm not betraying you. And the second one was like, well, hold on. The consequences of the first one, though, like, basically, the story parts of it really remind me of the Cyberpunk anime, where it's like you and another character just being like, okay, let's get out of here. Let's go to the moon.
Let's get out of here.
The struggle to actually do that, and the insane over-the-top gunfight at the end. And then again, kind of pulling a Half-Life 2 and giving your character like a god mode cheat ability in the 11th hour, which is always fun, but then losing that power and then being helpless for a second and then having to make a really bad choice.
I mean, Cyberpunk has started.
I
did
take the
fun,
path
though.
that went to like an actual character ending.
But
like,
I don't know what it is
end
about
credits, the game
games
is over
like that now.
Like, without even beating the main game.
I just don't play
and then
them,
when
really.
I went back, chose the other thing, and got a ending in the main game, I was like, yeah, this didn't feel like my ending. It kind of felt like alternate weird path where it's like Phantom Liberty kind of was the story and the game for me. And it was fun kind of just having basically a max level character and like getting to use them more than just doing the end game of the original thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
That
hey,
makes
let's set up a scenario where you have to use every tool that you have available because there's like 100 enemies coming at you.
Fuck yeah. Sometimes you just want that formal conclusion where you get to
That's
use all
a
your
straight.
toys all at
It's
once.
like Fallout 3 and 4 in New Vegas.
good
Like,
action,
I have
good
not
story.
really
Like,
played
I had a
those
really
since the
good time with this
360
one.
days.
Killer.
Do you think that I could just play this and kind of get the gist, or do you think that I would want to play the entirety of Cyberpunk 2077? Because I love that anime and it did spark my interest in the game.
I see you've caught on to
It's
the
really tricky because the way
beginning
it's
of
set
the
up is
stream.
that like they raised the level cap.
We are listening to the
expansion came
podcast
out,
for a little bit, yeah.
And like they give you a phone call when you hit like level 40, but like I think you'd want to probably just finish the main game first and then
With
play the
Nipah.
expansion.
Okay.
Because getting derailed from the main story for like 20 other hours, I had no idea what I was jumping back into afterwards. So just like the momentum was really bumpy there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And baseline Cyberpunk isn't that long for the critical path. Like
I guess
looking
it's
at
not.
looking at how long to beat, it's like 25 hours. I'm sure you do more doing a
That's
lot of
another
that.
thing where it's just like it's as long as you want it to be because there's way too much.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, there's 10 people are fighting over here. Go stop them. Like, there's way too much open world nonsense. It's one of those things like Witcher where it's like if you just ignore like these two types of incidents and just focus on like side quests and main story, it's way better of a game.
Awesome.
I don't
Witcher
know.
was okay.
Yeah, jumping straight into Phantom Liberty
Not a big fan
might
of the
be a
combat.
little weird.
Might not be the right
unfortunately.
call. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like again,
Witcher was
I have interest in the base game. I just wasn't sure. It's like, well, would
Yeah.
this just give me everything that I wanted? But if it's going to kind of be weird and maybe not feel entirely right, then it's
It
probably
might be a little bumpy.
yeah, it'd probably feel better for me to just do the original game first.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad this one got a good turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is absolutely that game. Like, it's a very
It's
much
so silly. Just release a game and fix it like 3 years later.
and everybody will love it and forget the fact that it launched and it was kind of crap.
It launched
that's
and
Final Fantasy
everybody
14.
hated it.
Like literally the
Yep.
most popular game in
Same
our
for
community.
Final Fantasy
So,
14.
No Man's Sky.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Whew. Man, we are just rewarding bad behavior these days, but that's why we have Rhett here to be the voice of that, to speak to that crowd. He can helps them smooth it over a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's next, though? We got to go back to the mines.
We got to go back to the
To
mines.
the mines,
We're
you
right
three
back
go.
in. So, John, hit us up with the beginning of our next excursion into the mines.
I told you. Go ahead and give me the long ones. I'm fine. I've got my cherubic, youthful, 32-year-old energy to balance off your
God,
your
he's
old
so
bones
young.
over here. They can't read long lists, but you really
Yes,
do
yeah.
read the long list.
Fragile.
But now it's gotta wait because we just got a rolling. We just got a rolling, and you know what that means? We got... Where the fuck is it? There it is. Baller shot caller. Uh. 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 We got burgers. Hell yeah. Tasty. Look at Rika. Look at the Wemby jersey. You know Rika Wembanyama is coming for your ass. Go.
And now, the starting center for your San Antonio Spurs, a 4'6" skyscraper from Higurashi University, Rika
Nipah! Isn't she adorable? And she's gonna dunk all over that head.
What the fuck is going on with Rika Furude? What the fuck?
Telling you, NBA Jam anime characters, Rika and Hanyu, #1. Baby. 95 times the baller. We got 5 more to go. And that championships is Rika's. She's kicking ass. All right.
Child voice box
Back to
just
the
can't do
cast.
it anymore.
This one is from someone from Iran.
Hey.
Which,
Ah.
fuck yeah. Global listener base.
Mhm.
Of the Devil, at the recommendation of one very sexy individual, Polly, I gave this a try. It blew me away on all fronts. Its presentation takes all the things I like about Danganronpas whilst amplifying them. Its dystopian anti-capitalism themes are portrayed with such starkness, and the game never stops making fun of the cops.
I gotta
The
try that
detectiving
one.
processes and trials made me feel pretty dang smart, regardless of how my actual skill level may be at the game. That's all well and great, but the story of Episode 1 with Morgan putting her facade away to empathize with Sarah over their shared upbringing of learning how to interact with the world through the media they consumed is something that resonated with me perfectly. Definitely my personal 2025 Game of the Year.
Nice.
Metaphor Refantasio. Yeah, it's
Aye.
good. I played the first third of it in 2024, practically on release date, took a hiatus, and finished in 2025. Its visual presentation was actually not something many people liked, and the music certainly took some effort to grow on me, but I've always adored the former and come around to the latter. Press turn was nice, but the archetype system was the real cream of the combat's crop. It was so fun to use the ridiculously broken tools the game gave you to make some crazy builds. My late game grind where I maxed out the character's ultimate classes was especially memorable, possibly more so than in any other game I remember. Its cast isn't just unequivocally amazing, it's also the best utilized cast out of all the Persona games that I've played, so 3P, 4G, and 5R. That's all the Persona games.
That's all of them.
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, hey.
you played the trilogy. contrasted with an absolute magnificent bastard DM of a villain. The game's politics, with its philosophy of change through action, manifesting from harnessing one's anxieties, never feels unrealistic while still retaining a blindingly inspiring optimism. So far, I think it's reasonable to say that this is Atlus's magnum opus.
Ooh.
This is a John editorialization. The fairy is really
She's so
cute.
good. We love Gallica. Gallica's cute.
The fairy's really cute. I really like the fairy.
Fairy
Her
lovers.
little sword and
Fairy lovers anonymous.
It's so adorable. She doesn't even fight. She just got her little sword, flies around. It's cute.
Oh my god.
She's so precious. She's so precious, and she cares so much for the main character. And it's not even like
Is
she's
that
a
true?
hopelessly in love kind of thing. It's just she just really wants to be there for him. It's so
I'm
adorable.
approximately 100 times more interested in this one than Persona 5.
Yeah. Absolutely, you should be.
Hollow Knight Silk Song. I'm sorry, but I just could not live with myself if I were to give this anything less than my most glowing praise. This will probably be on so many other people's lists who have accomplished so much more
That's
than me in this
fair.
game, where there's Steel Soul, any percent speedruns, getting all the achievements, or having completed multiple playthroughs in the span of the first month of it coming out, and I do not care. I will glaze, I will dick ride, I will swallow, I will bounce on that thing with a 45-degree angle, I will silk on my shit, and if I die to a gank fight on the
Holy
13th wave of
shit.
some clown doing 2 masses per hit, I will make the run back, because the game is just that goddamn good. I'm a simple guy. This is basically just Hollow Knight 2, and I like that.
Get that on the fucking Steam page, man. Get that
is a great
whole
review.
that whole
Holy
riding it
fuck.
and doing tricks on it. Just get that whole like Team Cherry. We got you. We'll let you have this one for free. Just get that
It's a
on the
good
Steam
fucking bit.
page.
First Silk Song mention.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Silent Hill F with only one, I think, so far as well. I'm not sure what's... I
The only
genuinely don't
Persona
know.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar
Silk-
with
Silk-
whatsoever,
so
I
Silk
think, is the
Song,
first one.
Silent
and
Hill F, Cleric
that's
Spear
almost
33
nothing.
at 1 vote apiece, and Excise at 2. That's interesting.
Wow.
Hmm.
It's anybody's game.
What a show.
It's anybody's game.
I have another listener list.
Fuck yeah.
This one comes from Rain.
All right.
These are not listed in any specific order. They got no numbers, so I'm just going to read it as it goes. Hades. I've never enjoyed real-time action-based gameplay before, but I like the gameplay more than I
Cryptid.
thought. The roguelike format really teaches you that failure by dying is not something to get demotivated by, which is something I used to struggle with in games. It is a very well-told story too, with its
Never
usage
thought
of
about it like
flashback
that, but
cutscenes and progression.
That's a pretty
locked
cool way
dialogue.
of thinking
It's
about
a
it.
fun setting, even if you don't understand Greek mythology, but it's even cooler if you are obsessed with it, like me. Also, the character designs are so amazing, and they have inspired my own art. To
It's
such a
really
great
good game.
Degree.
Really good.
Great choice there.
Hell yeah.
Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4. An incredibly funny game. It has the exact sense of humor I have. I wish I could be as funny as these goobers. It's all very charming. The music is, as always, just excellent too. I love the characters so much, Susie in particular has such a visible growth throughout all of the chapters, and I adore her dynamics with practically the entire rest of the cast. I will die for them all. Also, the former Undertale characters are very fun too.
Okay.
Here comes another one. Persona 5 Royal.
Persona
The stylized
5.
art direction is so good, it almost makes you forget how ass the 3D models look. The soundtrack was so wonderful, you could really feel how it brings out the acid and the acid jazz. The villains were all complete fucktards. There's a word I've not used in a long
Whoa.
time. They
Whoa.
were that is a word that I used so much in the early years of the site.
Yeah.
But they're very well written, except Kaneshiro. Fuck his, but yeah, the Kaneshiro one is where they really dropped the ball on that one. I'm not a fan of a lot of women from Venus, men from Mars jokes that the game likes to make, and I just do
Poor
not like
House.
some of the characters at all. Makoto, Ms. Captain Obvious, and the cringy horn dog cat come to mind. But god damn it, aside from these, this game has such good character writing, it makes you forget how predictable the plot is. The game is still incredible though. Joker is my source of gender envy.
Wait,
Yusuke
this
and
is their
Akechi
number
taught
one?
me that men can be pretty and well written, and I will die for An and Yoshizawa.
That's so many
I
negatives
just wish
on
the
it.
game allowed you to date your male high schooler friends instead of alcoholic adults. And your teacher.
Oh.
They would rather you They would rather you commit literal sex crimes than let you.
Right.
Gay. Thanks, Atlas.
That's
Always the problematic fave.
huh.
All right. So, Rhett, do you have a listener list?
I do. This comes in from Tengu Gemini, and get ready, John. We got some more first mentions.
Let's
Oh
go.
shit.
Number 3, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Maybe the best 3D platformer Nintendo
Oh yeah,
has ever
I forgot
developed.
that
DK
was a
feels like the
thing.
Incredible Hulk. He is nigh unstoppable, and it feels good to wreck everything. Also, really good movement options that feel good to use. Number 2, Kirby Air Riders. I've been waiting over 20 years for the ability to play City Trial online with people, and that wait was well rewarded. This is less a racing game and more like a racing-themed activity center, chaotic in all the best ways.
Nice.
This game,
I played a
crazy.
big chunk of Kirby Air Ride, the original.
The original.
Had a fucking ball with it, and then they
This one
announced and
seems-
released this.
This one seems like 15 out of 10 on the chaos level at times. Like just
Ooh.
going berserk. And number 1, Digimon Story Time Stranger. So that's at 2 votes now. But
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
There you go.
My
Digimon.
tied with Excise and ahead of
And ahead of Silk Song and Expedition
Song.
33. What is happening?
yeah.
That
I've
is
never
right.
played a Digimon RPG before, but I saw this game getting a ton of praise and had to try out the demo. I was immediately sold. This is just a real fun JRPG. Digimon and Kirby flop spots for me occasionally, but this is my current order as of the writing.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
that's it.
so much, Tengu.
Speaking of chaos, this list is just utter chaos this year. How about that?
There's a lot of
And
people.
up next, we have another audio list from, of course, our good pal Carmichael McAllis. So let's give that a
Oh.
spin in
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck 2025 and the horse it rode in on. Colin McAllis here, and I barely played anything. Number 3 goes to a game that dropped out of nowhere from a creator that's previous title was an app.
That is a hell of a way to start your message. Just fuck 2025. I had to give myself a second before the fucking list came out there.
Absolute banger. That's right, a Waria. I'm gonna be
Waria?
entirely honest and say I don't remember too much of the gameplay.
Oh no, it's not wrong at all. It just made me laugh.
As it's been over 11 months. Looking at my Steam achievements, I beat it in a little over 2 hours, and those 2 hours were over 7-hour span, so yeah. What I do remember is that there's a lot of girls kissing girls, and the last boss was a
Bless.
little bullshit. But like Helltaker, it's free, and I enjoyed it enough to finish it. Number 2 is Whisper of the House. It's a pixel art isometric room builder, and
Ooh.
it's very chill. The storyline is light with a few spooky, weird things going on in the background. Nothing really dark, but just a few signs that perhaps, at one point, it might have been. If you like cleaning and designing
Crypto?
rooms, you'll probably enjoy this. This was another game that, after beating it, I continued to play for another week or two just to check out and complete everything. I
Nice.
can certainly see myself coming back to this one. Number 1 is Final Fantasy XIV for finally giving me a fucking house. Hell yeah. I'll have the spoons to glitch everything into place, but for now all I have are forks. As always, special mention to Satisfactory and No Man's Sky for being games I can always play for a bit, and I can walk away from it any time when life happens.
Nice.
Anyway, that's it. If you find
Thank
it
you,
hard to
Kirby.
live for the sake of love, then live out of spite. The ones who love you will be thankful, and the ones that never be pleased will be upset.
All right.
Could not have said it better myself.
All right.
So, John, how about you get us back out of the mines for a bit with your number 8. 8, 8, 8, 8,
This
8,
is-
8, 8, 8. Oh,
You done? um, 8 Trian Odyssey.
Yeah!
Oh,
I'm here
Uh,
for
I
it.
played-
I
played
forgot to
Etrian
mention
Odyssey
I played
4,
that this year.
I played the first like 2
Etrian
worlds,
Odyssey was
like,
really good.
years ago, and I played in like college, and I played the first half of Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey in high school before accidentally deleting my save because I was playing on an unreliable flash cart. And I've tried a lot with dungeon crawlers over the years, and it's hard. I've successfully made it through a handful.
It does it really well.
But Etrian Odyssey was always like,
really
I need
well.
to play one of those. They're so fucking.
I like
aesthetic.
a good dungeon crawler.
They're so fucking pretty. The FOEs are so cool. The Yuzo Koshiro FM synth music is so cool.
Yes.
And I bought a cartridge of Etrian Odyssey 1 like 5 years ago.
The hand mapping was
Then,
really cool.
Finally, after playing Pokemon Odyssey, a ROM hack themed after Etrian Odyssey.
Pokemon Odyssey.
Really, I was like, let's play this. And I was like, okay, now I'm ready for the real deal. And let me tell you, the real deal fucking rips.
Yes, it does.
Etrian Odyssey's so fucking good. The twists and the mechanical twists in this game, the whole fourth stratum especially is just fucking insane.
Yes.
It goes so hard. I feel like the first stratum is also just like it is laying the groundwork. Like, this is what you're in for. Get fucking ready.
Suck it up. You are probably going to eat so much shit on the first floor in the first
Yeah, you
stratum.
get cooked pretty hard on
just
the
gotta
first
get
floor.
used to this happening.
Till you
The
can
game's very much
start
plays
leveling
all
up.
up front, saying, "Look, this ain't gonna be easy."
But even then, ultimately, it was like such a nice comfort food game. Like, I just played this once I got back into the thrust of it, I just like mainlined it over like a week, and it just went down so smooth. Just mapping things out, playing safe, leveling up, fighting the hard bosses, getting my ass kicked by the hard bosses, leveling up some more, fighting the hard boss. Just that really good.
I was
kinda
pretty
Mega
close
10
to finishing
energy
it, but
of you run into the Minotaur and it's kicking
Like
your
my
ass.
brain
and-
does.
and you gotta get back and prep some more and think through your strategy, get some new items.
It's good though. I like that one a lot.
I feel like there almost isn't much to say. Like, the big thing here are the FOEs, and they just use them beautifully.
Yeah, like the way they play with like navigation puzzles with them, and the way you've kind of got to learn to build your party, and how you've got to learn to fight them effectively. And I think that like one of the best feelings of playing a dungeon crawler is when you start feeling your team synergize. When you start feeling
you
like,
get those feelings and
I got this.
so good.
You go from, oh god, I get 1 skill point per level up. What if I fuck up? What if I put it in something that's bad? But these games are typically designed well enough that unless you're really trying hard, or you're just not catching any of the hints that the game's trying to give you, it's really hard to make a total dog shit party incapable of finishing the game. It may be harder, but I think that the Etrian games, and I think most dungeon crawlers that I've played, honestly, it's just, I don't read guides on, oh, here's the best build and these are the best teams. It's just like, I just throw teams together and they feel real rough at first. But then around mid-game, you start feeling your team's abilities, start to kind of play with one another and work together really well. And that is one of the best feelings.
I think you make a good point here, Polly. I think a lot of people miss that point when they play these games nowadays, because a lot of people will look up how to get the best party before even playing the game, and then they'll just start out with that, and they'll just work towards that, and they're like, oh, this game's easy. And, like, you're missing a lot of the point of playing a game for the first time blind. That's easy for House. You're missing a lot of the point of playing it blind, trying out different stuff, seeing what really works for you. Like, it can be fun to just optimize, you know, but with your first playthrough, you're doing yourself a disservice by not trying out most of what a game has to offer. And I think nowadays, especially since everything is so freely available and easy, from video guides to reading guides to everything, that people just buy it and they're like, all right, well, let's go look up what the best thing is and just go through the game like that. And it's somewhat similar to a first playthrough with a guide, but it's a little different in that regard. I can understand some older school games that are very cryptic that people can follow a guide through it to beat it. Like, you can still follow a guide and not really spoil yourself and still play it the whole way yourself. But I think you lose a lot when you go into a game and immediately look to get the best setup. because there's just nothing there after that point. Like, okay, you found it. Do you care to try the game again? It's why challenge runs are so much fun. Because optimized parties can be fun, but that's just speedrunning at that point a lot of the time. Yeah.
Along with just finally getting past a difficult boss. Those are the best feelings in dungeon crawlers.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Polly made a really good point
and you know
here.
What? It just feels good to fill in a graph paper maze.
It does.
It's the gentleman's symphony of the night. It's the gentleman filling in the blue square maze in an Igavania, where it's like, that's right, I have to map it out myself. It's like, this is the feeling I loved that kind of brain dead fill in the maze type game as a kid. This is the game that I grew into. It is like, I feel like there's a lot of chunky game design to dungeon crawlers, and I also really like the comfort food aspect of
it's
them.
the eating the bag of Doritos of RPGs.
Yeah. And this is also a kind of game where they can be really big and long.
Hold on. Is that like the highest praise an RPG can get? Eating the Dorito bag of RPGs? Whoa, what a statement.
And Etrian Odyssey can be 40, 50 hours, and because it's like so spare, I really like how bare the storytelling in Etrian Odyssey feels,
they
where it steps back, lets you play the game.
They let you just play the game. The story's there. There are cool little beats, but for the most part, Etrian keeps that to the background. And it only pokes out when it needs to.
When's Equestrian Odyssey?
It finally got me to go back. I played Questron and Apple II and mapped out dungeons. It felt really good.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play some retro CRPGs like that for ages, and I feel like Etrian unlocked that for me.
That's
I love this. I think it's just straightforwardly great. I feel like it's a great onboarding for this kind of game.
I'm almost certain that's going to be on your list this year.
I'm glad I played the DS version for
hardcore
gamer Big Dick Points.
Big Dick Points.
Big Dick Points, baby.
No notes. Fucking great series. Can't wait to play Labyrinth of Toho.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Holly.
All right.
What's your number 8?
So my number 8.
Eight.
It makes me feel like there's an entire genre of game that I was just kind of blind to for a number of years while it was kind of like pretty popular in like streaming circles or just like among friends, and that is the first-person indie horror game.
Ooh, that's a whole scene.
That's been
it sure is.
It's been such a blind
Hey,
spot.
Smoking
I literally
Bill.
think the only one I
Merry
ever
Christmas.
played of these prior to this was Slender Man back in the day. Like that's
Oh man,
how
Slender
far back-
Man.
Like, that's where my
That one
cutoff
was scary.
is for this genre, and so my number 8 is one of these games. My number 8 is Me Side.
Me side.
So
This is the
Hey,
game
Merry
that
Christmas,
you mentioned
Connie.
and whatnot. I've like, I've never heard of this,
Merry
and I looked it up
Christmas,
on
Sheep
Steam.
Fire.
There's like 20,000 reviews.
Yeah, it was huge.
this came out like at the end of last year. It came out like literally on Christmas, I think.
Hell yeah, I'm
It was
coming over.
it was early December, but yeah,
And
Shit.
it just
blew up
blew
so quick.
the fuck up. But the thing is, I know a lot of people that
Sounds
play these kinds
delicious.
of games, and most of them are just kind of like, it's okay, or they just didn't like it. And for me, it's just like I think, well, here you go. Maybe there's something to be said about
look at
putting a
Me
cute
Side.
anime girl in a video game. Maybe that is the key to making something instantly appealing. I think I'm gonna
For some,
refer to
yes.
that as
For
the
some.
law of red or something like that.
Love red.
So Me-Side is one of those games. It's a game where Mita, she is a cute little anime protagonist of this little simulation anime girl raising simulator game. and she
Anime
pulls
girl
you, the
racing
creator of this
simulator.
game, into the world with her, and she wants you to stay with her forever. And that's really just kind of the basic gist of it. You end up being stuck in the house with her, having to perform menial tasks like chopping vegetables.
It's
and
quite a bit different,
well,
Smoking
a
Bill.
cute little thing they do here is like they make you play the little simulator first, the little so you're playing it in first person. And so you're pressing buttons to like, all right, press this button to chop the carrots, and then you press the
Right.
button and she chops the carrots.
Chop,
but
chop.
when you're in the world with her, she's like, hey, could you go get the carrots ready? And you go and you have to chop the carrots with your mouse. You have to make little slicing motions to chop the carrots. Cute little things like that. But you go around the house solving light puzzles.
Finished off a bottle of wine, made scallop potatoes. I love scallop potatoes. Yams with marshmallows and enchiladas. Yams with marshmallows and enchiladas is crazy. Beef and spinach. Christmas and spirit, y'all. I'm just joking about it all being mixed together. It sounds amazing. It definitely sounds like you have some spirit in you today. Scallop potatoes are one of my favorite kinds of potatoes. We had a group of people trying to do an analysis of why games like Withering Waves and Genshin Impact were so successful, and just say like, it's the fucking anime characters, you dorks. Oh shit. She does, can't confirm. I was trying a whole casserole. Hell yes. Phoenix Point is alright, but it was never. But it will, yeah, for sure. Sheep fire. If you love scalloped potatoes, I had some ham to it. That was our Christmas at home. We had ham. We had scalloped potatoes. We'd have like brownies and cookies and
puzzles, and at some point the game tips its hand in this little open space, and it becomes a more and more twisted and a lot more threatening.
Excellent.
I think this game's biggest strengths are firstly, it's just the sheer variety and how they're able to continue twisting this little space into like a dozen different types of areas.
It is, Connie.
All with their own aesthetics.
Sounds
and
amazing at
theming,
your
and
house.
Lots of little one-off set pieces and gags that you can do, or little things that are done to just fuck with you. And then there's the various versions of Nipah that you meet throughout each one. Like every Nipah has her own personality, and they're all really fun, and they range from like cute and domestic, and you've got the cute spunky sporty one, and then there's
what a lot of game devs don't understand is that not everything needs to be hyper realistic for people to enjoy. The Call of Duty crowd isn't necessarily going to like the me side cloud side. Bleh, me side. Like they're not gonna coexist. Not everything needs to be hyper fucking realistic. I think that trend has made a lot of people get even more pushed into like cutesy or anime style or just abstract. It doesn't necessarily need to be anime, it's just different. There's in this like everything has to be so real, and like I love a good realistic style game. It doesn't have to look like real life though. Not everything has to look so much like real life, especially when none of us want to even be in this fucking reality in the first place. Merry Christmas.
some that are just downright fucking terrifying.
I like the sleepy one.
The sleepy one's nice. You just kind of have to drag her along to get her to kind of do anything when you get the
Yeah,
sleepy
pixel art's
Nita. It's really
amazing.
cute.
I know a lot of amazing artists
This game just
now.
kind of made me feel like I was on a roller coaster
Especially after
ride of
joining
just,
the
like,
Sox
ups
community.
and downs and tension as the game kind of devolves further and further into Mita's own insanity. I think that there's also a lot of really cool world building that you can find if you explore every area. You collect these little cartridges, and they have information that is based on other players who have played the game and
Really?
how their interactions with Mita shaped
That's
and created
crazy.
the
That's a
backstories of
straight.
all of these different
That's
Mitas
awesome.
and why the proto Mita is so fucking pissed.
Proto
And
Mita.
there's just so many little cool things like that. To me, this just felt like a complete little narrative package, just full of a bunch of over-the-top production, and the pacing is basically perfect. It's like a 2.5-hour game or something. I understand that people are probably fatigued with or just have no interest in the genre. They'll probably find it ho-hum, but I just like this game start to finish. It hit me really good.
Nice.
I liked
It
digging
sounds
into
fun.
all of the backstory and finding out, and I was touched by it. I thought it was cute. You know, it's kind of like that Doki Doki Literature Club reveal, but taken to a very cool and super highly produced extreme. Just there's so much fun things to interact with and look at, and again, the interactions with the various metas are all just really fun. And I just got
That sounds really cool,
dude,
though.
so much one-off stuff that's just like a single throwaway thing, but that was like that probably took like 2 or 3 days to make it right. You know,
I glanced at some streams of this, and every time it was like something different was happening. I'm just like, oh, guess we're playing Doom now.
Yep. It's there's so much. It's such a cute little game.
Neat.
Like you know, like you could compare it to something like Jazz Punk, maybe, where Jazz Punk isn't a similar thing, but that's a comedy game, where it's just throwing all of these one-off things at you so constantly, and then you know, tying it into this very cool dark narrative, and got a great ending. I love how it ends. I think it's fantastic.
I really need to give this one a second chance.
Yeah.
Neat.
B-side is awesome. I think this is just a fun little roller coaster ride that just, like John said, it just hit me real good, made me happy I played it. So that is my number 8.
Nice.
Killer.
8. Rhett.
Are you gonna do it again?
No, I'm gonna let you do it.
I thought you were gonna say, what's my number? 8.
I thought about it, but I was just like, nah, it's probably gonna get real annoying if I keep doing that.
Well, here's
What's your number? 8.
Okay, how do you guys feel about JRPGs?
I can give or take sometimes. You know,
I like them.
There's a few good ones, I think.
Now, we're all in our disagreement about what the J in JRPG stands for.
Jack off, right?
Maybe
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
stand
what I
for
thought.
anything at all.
No.
But a lot
then
of
what
them
am I
are made
doing
in
right now?
Japan. What about a JRPG that's not from Japan and has its own spin on the genre?
How's that work?
Doesn't sound right.
How does that
I
work?
think that would be pretty popular.
This is gonna be
Right?
My
Expedition
number 8
33.
is Witch Spring R.
No, which spring are okay.
Yes.
I'm like, John, it has to be on here for John. This one was so good. This one's so
Yay!
cute.
Oh, I need to play this one. I really like Witch Spring 3.
Yeah, this
Witch
is like the
Spring?
sequel to Witch Spring 3, like gameplay-wise, probably.
I think I put that on my list in like
Oh.
2018 or 2017. That's
It's been
so
a while.
Wow,
Okay.
that's so long ago. Holy shit.
Okay. Looks like a little
Yeah, this
adorable.
is just
Oh,
a
that's a near
super
Potsy.
cute little journey. You play as,
Neat.
a single witch, Pieberry, and then her journey to find her mother, and then dealing with taking down the Pope.
Yeah.
Like, all good JRPGs are.
If your
It
RPG
always
is not
comes back
about,
to-
if your RPG does not have at least a sequence where you are taking down the church, what have you done? What is your problem?
Yeah. There's a few points in this game where it made me bawl. The combat is really good as well.
played
It's like
Cataclysm.
kind of a math puzzle at times, where because you are a single character, like
I have
you've
not.
really
It
gotta
sounds
figure
fun
out,
though.
like, okay, when am I going to use this thing that's up every 3 turns?
Cataclysm?
When am I going to like block?
Dark Days
hell,
Ahead.
Like, you actually have to defend a lot.
Like Helen's
Oh.
Mysterious Castle.
Yeah,
Defending
it's not quite as,
in
like,
a JRPG?
in depth or
What
as
bullshit is
sharp as
this?
that, but I'd say it's in that ballpark for sure.
That's really nice because the fighting in 3 was pretty
Oh, it's
like
pretty nice.
lax, I guess.
I will say I played this one on the highest difficulty. Apparently, it
Okay,
is
that probably helps.
extremely easy on normal.
That tracks. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't. It's also like some of the stuff it doesn't explain itself. It's like, oh, you can summon more than one summon. Oh, that makes things a lot easier, huh? But I figured that out pretty early. There was just one fight where it's like, oh, it's just me against one enemy, and they're kicking my ass. Then I realized, oh, you could have had a summon that whole time. Anyways, yeah, story's really good. There's a free, epilogue expansion that kind of ties everything together. It was a good time. I mean, I really talked about this one.
Yeah,
on
this
the podcast
this
as
game
well.
this game just
Two
seems
of my games.
really pleasant.
Yeah. Two of my 3 so far are just from the last podcast, which I thought was funny because I was like,
Straight.
yeah, I really brought it that time, huh? for them to end up on the list together.
Mm-hmm.
May
Yeah,
have to do
I
that,
would
Sheep
super
Fire.
recommend this one though.
Good.
Okay, is that
All right, so I guess
back to
we
the
are
user list?
diving right on back in to the listener list mine. We're starting to make some headway here.
A little
Starting
bit.
to, you know,
Hour and a half
it's
into
slowly
this
but surely getting a
7-hour
little darker.
podcast.
But that just means we're getting closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. It's got to get darkest before.
Shout outs to
before
these
it
three
can
putting
become
this
light.
together.
So John,
Polly, John, and Red.
what you got?
It's not easy. It's a lot of effort to go through a lot
Can't
of this
open it
stuff.
with text files.
You gotta look at these beforehand. Sorry.
Oh my god, that's so funny. All right. Thank you so much, Kusakari, for a fairly fresher face to the
Yeah.
Sox community. It's been a joy to have you in the Discord, and thank you for sending in a listener list. Well, hello, Soxcast. Kusakari here for another round of Game of the Year submissions. To start things off, we have Trails in the Sky FC and SC, aka The Journey of Estelle Bright. I really like
Nice.
that it takes full advantage
Trails.
of the runtime of FC to flesh everything out in a prologue sort of way, making every moment in SC really have the oomph required to hit you emotionally. Estelle is a wonderful character, and watching her grow as a person was an absolute joy. I appreciate that the story largely opted to not go for an aha, gotcha moment and kept things relatively well grounded, especially with the beach scene in SC. Oh, they don't try and go for over-the-top emotional outburst or trauma dump. It all stays very mature and respects the player's ability to understand where everyone is coming from. The rest of the cast has someone for everyone, although Sherazade was probably my favorite. I also like the stakes always feel real. There are a lot of events happening that make you
Okay.
generally worry about what will happen, and a lot of things to do.
Sounds good.
It's also really nice in SC when a lot of the characters that were relatively sidelined in FC come into play and actually contribute to the overall plot, especially with a couple Sky Pirates.
Yes.
My main gripe comes from the fact that I played the remake of FC, so feeling the quality of life difference in playing the original SC is glaringly obvious. I am very much looking forward to it, largely for the voice acting. I know some of those are going to be great, and Shehrazad's talk at the beginning is going to be killer. Eat your heart out, John. Yeah, no, fucking
Yeah.
Trails FC and SC fucking.
It's a
that's
fucking
awesome.
killer 1-2 punch. Also, no Falcom snub this year. Fantastic.
Yes.
No Falcom
I think
snub.
I think this was my game of the year in like 2019 was FC and SC.
Yeah.
I love these
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
I mean,
Ooh, go ahead, Rhett.
I mean, this is really a vote for first and SC
yeah.
because that's
That's
the first
true.
we played.
Ah,
Sure, sure.
So first was not a snub.
No.
that's true.
Well, doesn't matter at the moment. We got a second keep rolling here today, so we got to keep balling for a moment here. Where are we balling at? Right here, right here, right now. This has been I like listening to this because it gives me lots of ideas for other games to play too. And it's really fun listening to other people's opinions on games and seeing different perspectives. And I guarantee you, I would never have played Danganronpa if it weren't for Polly, regardless of the gifting or not. I just would have never got around to playing something like that, and I really enjoyed it. So it's really important to bring in other people's perspectives, other people's interests and stuff. I think that's an important part of life. It is time to ball. 95 times the baller, Rika. Let's see that skyscraper in action.
And now, the starting center for your San Antonio Spurs, a 4'6" skyscraper from Higurashi University, Rika Rude.
Hell yeah, Rika. Hell yeah, let's go. Rika. 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 Get it, Rika.
What the fuck is going on with Rika Farude? What the fuck?
That's right, 96 times the baller for our skyscraping athlete of the year herself, Rika Farude. Hell yeah, Rika. I need to do some more SMB4, I think, someday. Alright.
Second mention, coming in at number 2, we have Me-Side, a game that I figured I would like a lot, but I didn't
Me-Side.
think it would reach this high for me. It's a game where you interact with an anime girl named Mita through a phone app before subsequently being dragged into said app with her. You then go on an adventure, visiting various versions of Mita and various versions of the app, leading to shenanigans of different forms. And if you're looking to this game at all, you probably know who Cappy is, the fan favorite. Personally, I'd love to play against her in DDR. She kicked my ass, but I would at least put up a fight. I wasn't that shocked at the fact that I enjoyed the comedic bits to a high degree, but I was very impressed by the suspense sequences. They aren't piss your pants level of scary,
up.
but they were to the point of creating apprehension in my wanting to continue moving through the hallways. All that to say, I really enjoyed the mix of comedy and terror in the 6-hour game quite a lot. They currently have a Kickstarter going on for the merchandise if you're into that kind of thing. I've already personally funded the highest tier because the figures are pretty rad. They're also supposed to be coming out with a new mode early next year, which I'm very excited for. As I said, it is only 6 hours. If you're playing it straight, do yourself a favor and play. Oh, this number 1. Yes! And my game of the year goes to one of the best visual novels I've ever had the luxury of reading, Seabed. It's honestly very hard to describe just what I like about it, as it's more of an experience than anything. It's a story of two women who love each other very deeply, going through their own inner trauma. It's a slow burn to start things off, really setting the vibe and expectation of the story beats going forward. Seabed never really tries to shy away from what's going on. It just doesn't give you quite the full picture. A large portion of it is trying to piece together the timeline of events, really deciphering what is real and what isn't. That being said, after the first third half of the read, it kicks into gear. I specifically remember loving the butterfly scene. If you played, you know what I'm talking about. From then until the end, it's just gut punch after emotional beat after traumatic confirmation after bitter truth, culminating all up into a very pleasant phone call. It's the most I've cried all year.
Oh my god,
and
dude.
I still haven't really gotten over it. To put it as best as I can, Seabed is one of the most grounded and human feeling experiences I've ever had, really putting you into the mindset of two of the main characters. You go through the motions with all of them, delving very deep into their psyche on how they've been feeling, and even more into the why of it all. And by the end, you've got yourself a wonderfully tight-knit journey featuring two characters moving on in their own separate mystical ways. I know a good bit of you have already read this, and I'm pretty sure some of you could talk about it much better than I, but if you haven't, please do yourself a favor, read Seabed.
I have not read
Hope you enjoyed
Seabed.
it.
Oh man, that phone,
Thank
just
you.
that
Thank you, Chris
phone
Barry.
call, just that phone call scene, just thinking about that just got me misty right now.
Dang.
Yeah, no, it's real fucking good.
Oh man, Seabed is
I thought
really
I was going to be the one
fucking
to cry.
Monster
No,
Train
it's just-
2?
Sorry,
Nice.
Seabed's a really good rat.
Or your most played game of the
good.
year.
That's a good one. Beautiful, beautiful visual novel. All right, I have a list, and this comes from our good pal. He says, "Hey, Soxcast, guess what? It's a Tom list again.
Yay!
You know what that
I
means."
hate that game.
Okay, I know I'm cheating, but I'm making this short. Xenoblade X Definitive Edition is the actual game of the year, but since it was game of the year in 2015, I'm excluding it anyway. Right, number 3,
Trip Dub?
Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma.
Rune Factory.
I had time actually getting this. I had a time actually getting this game in my hands this year, but fortunately, it turned out to be an incredibly good time that continues the nature and community positive worldviews of Rune Factory while continuing little plot threads from 3, 4, and 5 in a very cute way. While there is farming and dungeon crawling, it's primarily a town builder and light management sim in disguise, and it's incredibly fun. Play it in hard
Trip
mode for a
Dub.
little more challenge.
Okay.
Number 2,
Fair.
The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak.
Trails.
2 Crimson Sin. I was a little lighter on Daybreak 1 than I thought
what'd you
I'd
get?
be, but this game put both
What'd you
it and the Trails into reverie
Other than
into
more wine.
even more perspective as to what they're building towards thematically. Basically a follow-up to Reverie in every way structurally, and a lot better too. The plot goes on a lot of different directions, but focuses on character development and interaction
Ooh,
more so
that
than the
sounds
actual
fun.
overall series plot.
Hey,
Which
Buff.
Which do you
Merry Christmas.
Which do you really need that?
Merry Christmas.
Yes. And centers around one major mystery that culminates into what's probably my favorite boss fight of the year, the most fun game in the series yet, and I cannot wait for Beyond the Horizon in January. And is number 1. You've been paying attention at all. This is no
Yeah.
shock to anyone. Number 1 is
Silksong?
Cosmic Fantasy 2,
Oh.
Cosmic Fantasy 3, and Cosmic Fantasy 4.
That's a lot
which
of Cosmic
culminates into the
Fantasies.
Cosmic Fantasy Collection 1 and 2. First off, both of these collections are way too expensive for what they are. You know they're overpriced when they were cheaper through limited run games with shipping.
Wow.
Cosmic Fantasy is a Telenet-produced, LaserSoft-developed PC Engine RPG series that ran through 1990 to 1994. I wound up playing the first game last year and talked about it then. This year, I wound up playing through the rest. All of these are fairly simple RPGs with interesting ideas for battle mechanics that don't always work. Well, the balance of CF3 is wildly in the player's favor later on. However, these are all games with a lot of heart, a lot of good plot progression, and a lot of good smut. Always important. While this isn't a Trails in scope, it is in character development and progression as we see the main characters grow, learn about each other, themselves, and their place in the universe with each other. The endings of Cosmic Fantasy 2 and 3 hit hard. This is a series I'm glad I've played and is one that I'm going to be inspired by for a while. Thank you all for everything this year. Expect a new release sometime soon in the new year. Thomas Jetstorm L.
Oh.
Thanks as always, Tom.
Yep, absolutely. Nice. All right.
He loves some good smut.
You have a listener list.
This one comes in from Last Sim on Earth.
Okay.
Hi, Zim.
Number 3.
Hi, Zim.
Hey, Zim.
Hi, Zim.
Hi, Zim.
Hi, Zim.
Number 3, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It doesn't really do anything particularly new, but it executes on what it does really well. The combat and platforming feel graceful and fluid, with enough challenge to make it all satisfying, with abilities that are used in both clever environmental puzzles and fun bosses, proving that it is, in fact, possible for me to enjoy a Metroidvania. It goes to show how satisfying the game is overall, that the story being merely passable doesn't feel like too much of a flaw in the grand scheme.
Give me some enchiladas.
Number 2, update the count Excise.
Excise!
Fuck yeah.
Another one.
Another one.
A wonderfully creative bump/combat game that has enough variety in the level and enemy design in the time it takes to get to the end, with a story that is conveyed and paced well within the game structure. I don't really have much to add because, frankly, I think the game speaks for itself in a way that I could never do justice. It's a clear labor of love to the people who made it, and I hope one day to make a game that gives even one person the same feeling I had upon getting to the end of this unsung gem.
Ooh. I don't know. I'd say it's pretty sung at this point.
Okay, so editorialization. Previously, there was Chrono Trigger. The one game better was Excise. Now, what's the one game better than Excise?
Excise 2.
Okay, back to the list. Number 1, 1000X Resist.
Oh, yes! I remember this being a big one for Polly.
We're in there. Over the years that I've submitted top 3 game of the list to the podcast, this is arguably the most obvious number 1 I've ever had.
Reek is amazing.
A narrative game that is equal parts dense, head-tripping, and fascinating.
True,
There are moments that have really stuck with me, even as I have forgotten details about the bigger overall plot. This is the kind of science fiction I'd like to see of more of in games, where the genre elements are used to enhance what is ultimately a very human and thought-provoking story. It is my number 1 of the year because out of everything I've played this year, it is likely to be the most rewarding to revisit, to potentially pick up on nuances that I might have missed the first time around.
I'm happy with that. If even one person played that game on my recommendation, that makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you,
Again,
Zim.
always a pleasure. Love to see the new faces. Love to see the regulars.
Yeah.
Everybody this time.
Yeah, we're literally like 1/4 of the server. We've got 200 members. 43 lists is literally like a fourth of the server or some shit.
That is nearly a fourth of the server.
I'm not gonna math this. Don't you math shame me.
Don't worry.
I am math
Don't math
shaming you
shame
though.
me. We have another audio
It's
listener
not
list.
four.
This coming from, well,
Less than a
who
four.
else could we want to hear from at this point of time
Barely.
other than our good pal Chris L, aka Dark Fairy Rune? So we'll fire that up in 3, 2, 1,
Go.
Hello, Sox friends.
Hello.
Let's give it up for 2025, huh?
No.
No, really. Let's give it up. Please
Agreed.
make it stop. Anyways, here's some games. Number 3, Lovely Lodgings Autumn Edition.
Lovely
The Underground
lodging.
Games Collective Domino Club is really cool, but none of their games have truly spoken to me all that much until Lovely Lodgings. It looks pretty much like your typical bitsy game at first and sets up a cute little narrative framing. But
Cootie.
then, oh, you're making me directly and literally participate in that narrative framing? oh, that's not a bug. You're actually making me do that on the world map. Oh, this area is somehow even more alien than the last one, which was itself more alien than all the ones before it. The things that make up this game's soul will probably kind of turn most people away, but I found that by nestling into the bed that it makes for me and letting myself get wrapped up in its tiny yet dense stories, and then being forced to express my feelings in-game after such bizarre experiences, I felt a deeper appreciation for all the strange existences that fill our world.
Okay.
Number 2, 1000 Times Resist.
Hey!
Oh, God. I'm not really sure what to say about this one, honestly. And not for lack of big thoughts and even bigger feelings, but because I don't really know how to do it justice. It's one that I need to replay to fully grasp and appreciate, I think, but it didn't stop my first playthrough from cutting me to my core.
Soxcast Game of the Year.
It's gorgeous. It made me cry live on stream several
Aww.
times. The best acted, best directed, most incisively written game of the last decade is not from a AAA studio with a nauseating budget and over 10 years of production. It's from Sunset Visitor, a handful of theater nerds in Canada who made their first game only because they were stuck at home for a while in 2020 for some reason. 1000 Times Resist is easily a decade-defining game. And number 1, Final Fantasy X. Yes, Final Fantasy XI. Specifically a private server that replicates the Chains of Promethea era or earlier. I don't recommend the retail version, as it currently is. I played countless hours of this game in the early 2000s. It was already a life-changing and taste-defining game for me, and I already knew it was one of my all-time favorites. Long story short, I returned to this game kind of by chance, and
never played it.
Connect with a childhood friend.
First Final Fantasy I never played
the game with back in the day, while also forming a new friendship with fellow SMPS member Azalea.
Aww.
This game is littered with friction at every turn. Basically no quests to guide you, imperfect maps, EXP loss and leveling down, slow recovery, shops with actual operating hours, no easy money and everything is expensive, mobs that will destroy you from the very start. I could go on and on swooning about all of that, and more. All that stuff only makes the game hard
11?
if
Yeah,
you
I never
approach it
played
like people normally approach
Final Fantasy
MMOs,
11.
hastily and with eyes only on the
Literally
end.
every MMO.
FF11 wants you to take it slow, think and plan, look at your surroundings, and unlike nearly every
Dungeon
other
crawler.
MMO, actually fucking earn your way. Savor in the journey and the struggle. I've always worried that nostalgia is the only reason I remember the game fondly.
Dungeon crawler?
But by playing it in 2025 with both an experienced friend and a friend coming into it blind, I know it really is just
Clawler.
There was an extra joy in surprising Azalea with a bunch of discoveries, some of which I kind of planned special reveals for, and some of which happened naturally. So yeah, not only does FF11 remain firmly in the top of my all-time favorite games, it also has let me reconnect with an old friend and form a new treasured friendship.
Huge
all while
into
sharing
it?
the joys of the far superior Final Fantasy MMO.
Hey, actual JP.
Some quick honorable mentions. Final Fantasy X, secretly tied for my second place with 1000 Times Resist. Definitely in A tier, maybe even S tier Final Fantasy. I loved it.
Nice.
Discover the World by Sylvie. Vivid Lope. Super Tenpin, and Brandish the Dark Revenant. And one last thing, I just want to thank all of you in the Sox community for your support with my game Excise this year. You all saw me struggle through, and release the game over the last couple years, and it probably wouldn't exist without you all.
Aww.
So thanks, much love.
Wow.
Big hearts. Big hearts.
Leave it to the audio guy to make a with the production values.
I feel like there was some I feel like each one of us should have known the game because I feel like the Domino Club game, like you would have heard the music. And,
Oh yeah.
and then I heard the first few notes of the 1,000 Times Resist song and just immediately popped. And then I feel like Rhett would have maybe through osmosis remembered the
It's
Final
been a
Fantasy.
long
Yeah.
time since
I
played
remember
Final
liking
Fantasy
X2.
But it was funny that it was just.
But I only played it
each-
once.
Each
That was
one
years
of those
ago.
choices was something we could each relate to.
I always go back
Actually,
to the
I
first
completely
6,
swerved
really.
it. I'm like, yeah, Final Fantasy X banger, and then he adds the I. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, Chris played a lot more Final Fantasy 11 than I thought anybody would want to play in their life.
Lovely Lodgings
definitely
is
interesting.
Lovely Lodgings. Like, I know y'all are reacting to Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
Lovely Lodgings is a bold pick. That is the one where I played
Little
it. It
Final
was immediately
Fantasy X2.
entranced, and then I realized what it was asking of me. I was like, oh no, that's too rich for my blood. So that is not only a Domino Club entry. That is a.
I'd still
particularly
play
cool,
7, 8, 9.
challenging Domino
I just need to
Club
get around to it.
entry.
Those are some of my
Very good
favorites when I was
choice,
growing up.
Chris.
Oh, that's a straight.
All right. So
On your
back out
list.
of the mines we come, and we have number 7's coming up.
Ooh,
John,
lucky number
what you got for us?
7.
Oh fuck.
That is
Yeah.
you, John.
Wake
Wake up.
Fuck. This is the one where I went through my list and went through my my spreadsheet and was like writing down all the games I needed to consider, and I just breezed over this one for some reason. So then last minute in the last couple days I needed to rethink the order of the list and whatnot. This was The Perils of Princess Christina, A Chorus Guide.
Ah,
This is
chorus.
good. This is good.
I like chorus. Chorus
This
is fun.
This might be my favorite. Maybe it's recency bias. This might be my favorite Tom game. Because I love Tom's big magnum opuses like Chorus 2, but I really like it when he gets this is a punchy 2-hour platformer that tells the same kind of story as Chorus 2, but gets it across in a little more compact package. It's not an RPG. It is a pure strain adventure platformer. With just a number of cute stages, and it's a little bit non-linear. It's sort of like that I don't know, that Monster World energy.
Yeah.
I just really like this one. I think it's really cute. I think the smut's fun. I think because it's a peril platformer. There's
course,
each scenes
of course.
for every different kind of enemy way you
I
can
love
die.
that. I love that statement. I think the smut's
and
fun.
I think his pixel art is extremely on point. I think
The arts are
feel
nice
and
in those
play of it
games,
is
for
really on
sure.
point. This is
Oh yeah.
I just think it's my favorite Tom.
Socks
game
love
now.
their
Just storm
smut.
forward on itch.io.
It's the small,
Quote for the
tight,
website.
punchy one,
Socks
and it's just
love
like,
their
oh,
smut.
that's the John energy, I think.
It's the
coming
John
through.
energy,
Yeah.
and guess what? Tom's working on a purely linear platformer for next year. It's not even an RPG at all.
Very nice.
I'm very excited. Like I said, I love
I am too.
Tom's big opuses.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but then I think
I think that's even the case for me. Is that I think I've enjoyed his smaller games a lot more. I like this one. I liked the. Shit, I can't remember.
Awesome.
His subtitles always
For
throw
sure,
me
for
off.
sure.
But it was a solo
Yep.
chorus game.
Lost Princess
Lost
and Springs of
Princess.
Earth.
Yes. Yeah. So
I think that's one I
I
played.
tend to always connect more with his smaller work. So yeah, I like this one, and I like this one a lot.
I think my favorite before now is the original chorus. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this gets to that energy in a really cute way. So, Tom, you have Tom is
Oop,
like
dub trip.
I have a ton of brilliant game dev friends whose games I deeply enjoy. Tom is one of maybe the one friend where I will actually he has a game he's like, hey, do you want to play test this? And then I go home and play it that day. I'm not scheduling yeah, I'll do it this weekend or whatnot. I'm just I want it. I hope this doesn't make anybody else feel jealous. It's just there's something lizard brain with Tom's voice that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, of all the game devs in our community that I think inspire me the most, I think it's Tom. Because he's just he makes it seem effortless.
He does a lot of
Enjoyable.
games.
And that makes me, that's one of the big reasons I jumped into making my next big game, was just kind of seeing him doing the things he was
Isn't
doing,
that so
especially
cool?
with the Christina game coming together. And that's really why I wanted to get in and try something new with the Synchro Dash and Like,
Isn't it just so cool watching and hearing people get good positive vibes from each other and pushing each other to do things and inspiring each other to do things and not hearing anything like money involved in the just people being happy, doing things that make them happy and spreading it with the world. It really is what should be the message of Christmas or any holiday like this where people get together and just want to hang out and do that stuff. Joy, creativity is joy, sharing it is joy, inspiring is joy. I just love it.
that's why that game exists. Is because Tom just puts out this energy that is very, very infectious and easy to grab onto. So yeah. Big fan of Tom's games.
Literally, the biggest project I've ever released was a Chorus fan game last year. It's something there, just pokes right in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Power of Elf Girls.
I mean, yeah, unprotected as well.
Fucking Elf Unprotected. we
love
all
you,
know
Tom.
this
All
by
right,
now.
Polly.
My number 7. So with
That
my
is
number
a trick
7,
dub.
I had a game here for a while, and I had to go with my heart. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh,
My number 7 is Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. A
Horse Girls kinda
mobile
happened in a
game.
big way this year.
Let's
I didn't
go.
expect this game to end up as big as it did. I
Uma
don't think
Musume.
5 years after its release and finally releasing the global version, I don't think Psy Games was prepared for how big of an impact this game would
internet
have.
was prepared.
Nobody was prepared. Like, Forbes was covering
Yep.
Uma Musume.
The Yakuza certainly wasn't prepared.
No, they weren't.
Like, oh fuck.
Like, I
World
know
WFR
more
socks
people
mud.
playing this game right now than any Hoyo slop that's being, thrown around.
Hoyo
And I know
slop.
even more people like myself that aren't plugged into the gacha ecosystem that are playing this game. And even
I got seduced.
more
Oh, too
surprising,
true, Smoking Bill. Too true.
there's an amount of people that I know that play this game that just started playing it cold without any knowledge of the
WFR We a
anime or
Bitch
the
would be good for
series
that
or
one as
anything.
well.
Like this, it just kind of became ubiquitous. Like, I know people at my doctor's office that play this game, and they're just like responsible adults, and I'm just a slob. So they're
That's
doing
triple
the thing
down.
that the slob
They're
does.
responsible adults,
From
and
top to
I'm
bottom, I
just a
think
slob.
This game has fantastic hooks all over. It's got a genuinely fun run-based sort of princess maker training game
Just
plus
a slob.
roguelike career thing.
Yeah.
That's easy to pick
Oh,
up
definitely.
and play and learn. It's got a never-ending cast of super cute horse girls, all based on real Japanese race horses.
That's the craziest
And they're
fucking
all so
part.
exquisitely and meticulously designed in ways that it would blow your mind if you actually dug through their actual race. Like
That's
if
so-
you look into their
I like
actual race
attention to
attire and the
detail,
ways that
so-
it ties to their real life counterparts, it'd blow your mind because everything is considered.
And this further
and it's
proves,
crazy. It's just an
just
it's
make them
easy to
anime
play
characters.
completely for free. I've not spent a dime on this game, and I have over 100 hours playing it.
God in heaven.
I was wondering if you spent money when you're like, I'm doing a stream where I'm rolling for a character. I'm like,
I saved all. I have literally not spent any of the free premium currency that they have given
Sure.
since launch, and I've not spent a dime. Not even for like a battle pass thing. And I bought the battle pass for Star Rail a couple years ago. Where they give you get extra
Cryptid.
login bonuses and stuff. And
Probably
premium.
got
No,
Star
I've not
Railed.
spent a dime on Uma Musume, and almost everybody I know that plays this game has not spent a
Oh,
dime
for
on
sure,
it,
Smoking
and
Bill.
they're still having a good time. I think, however, this game's biggest secret is that it has immaculate writing for its story and characters.
I'm glad
That's
you
fitting for
mentioned that
Uma
'cause I wanted
Musume.
to bring it up.
This, also, I'd like to bring up a point that things like Danganronpa, AI the Somnium Files, things that are very caricaturized character anime art style inspired stuff. Stuff like that. They have really fun stories to get you hooked into them. And a lot of the time, the art style kind of melts away for the story in that case. So it doesn't really matter if it's hyper realistic or not, as long as it's well written, which I think a lot of gaming companies miss on this as well. When you have really good writing and a really good story and like really good music and stuff like that, it doesn't need to be hyper realistic. It doesn't need to be this specific cookie cutter way. There's one thing I like about older games is there's a lot more variety and chances taken. Much like movies these days, the gaming industry is all about playing it safe. You got your table of executives all talking to each other. We need this, we need this. Well, studies show this, studies show that. Fuck all that. Inspiration, art, creativity are so much more interesting than any new game. Like, and for like, let's get Hollow Knight Silk Song. 7 years to make that game, and it shows because it is a fantastic game. It's not hyper real; it's adorable and horrifying. Like, it's the formula to make a successful game. Like, you're never going to extract it like AAA companies. All they've really done is found one game that works, and then they just keep reprinting it. Call of Duty, Madden, like sports games in general, first-person shooters in general. All of that is just, it's like, you think Mega Man was repeated a lot on the NES? At least all 6 of those games were good. Let's reprint fucking Madden for the 40th year in a row and not make it any cheaper and not really add any new features from the previous one and so on and so forth. Just keep churning that machine. Just keep turning that fucking wheel of money in production and not giving a shit about if anybody's really enjoying it past its, like, gamblingness. And you're right, Squibs. This is why indie games are quite literally the only place to get really, really good games these days. It's just, like, I'm not saying AAA titles can't be good. Baldur's Gate was super popular and good. I never played it myself. But a majority of the time, you're going to find a lot more interesting stuff, a lot more fun art design, a lot more character, and a lot more spirit in an indie game than you are a AAA game.
I am continuously blown away by how much I genuinely laugh while playing this game, or how invested I get in a girl finding her strength to believe in herself, or any sort of, like, and the amount of text in this game is kind of impressive because there's like 40 characters and they've got to write, like, not only their main story banner where they're telling a main story in these big chapters, but they've also got long stretches of story in each career mode, and there are now 2 career modes. The absurd amount of content in this game that is just there for you to read and enjoy is incredible. And it's all so well produced with, like, full cutscenes and, like, visual novel sequences that have very highly emotive 3D models.
Like, and this is Polly. That's tripped up. This is Polly talking about a mobile game that's free. But look how much effort they put into it. Again, free mobile isn't bad. It's just most equals repetitive gacha bullshit. And while this is gacha, that doesn't mean it has to just be that. You know? They give you good stories, they give you characters, they give you, you know, other stuff to do other than just trying to leak all money out of you. You can do gacha right, but you can't over push the money side of, like, a free game does have to earn its money. I get that. But that doesn't mean you can't put fucking tons of effort into your game and, like, it will pay off for you in the end. It will. that existed before the mobile game. That's true. And as an engaging game and world first, and then got
They're so cute.
It's so fucking adorable.
The way like Gold Chip emotes and animates.
Oh my
is crazy.
god! Yeah. And everybody gets that treatment.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
It's
crazy.
a passion project,
And, like,
which is why it's
all
still
fully
good.
voiced. And like all of the characters also, like all of those voice actresses, because there's concerts in this game that are all fully mocapped and professionally
I know
shot.
my gosh, is that it's
Every
abused
voice
the most.
actress
Oh yeah.
has to have sang every song because you don't know who's gonna win every race. So they've just, the contingency is every girl sings every song.
That's crazy. I completely forget about the idol part of this every
Oh,
time.
triple double. And what's the most famous song? Bakshin, bakshin, bakshin. Bakshin, bakshin, bakshin. Bakshin, bakshin, bakshin. 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 What makes, what makes a gacha game better is exactly what Polly explained. It's a game that tells a story and has like genuine love put into it that got turned into a gacha game because that's kind of how they're going to make their money instead of releasing it for like $5.99 or something like that. And there's probably more money to be earned that way, especially nowadays. But if you put in a product for the effort that makes it worthwhile for the person to actually spend money on it, then even if it's a gacha game, it's not bad. It's just you're enjoying it. I played a gacha game for a little while, until it got to be a little too excessive. But as long as it doesn't put the gacha first, it puts the rest of the game first. I think that's fine. Kind of like how Rocket League is now. Rocket League is free now. You needed to buy it before, but it's free now. But you got your battle pass if you want to give them money. You can buy way overpriced skins if you want to give them money. But it's a decent model. Oh yeah, gacha's like. Yeah, you remember going to the grocery store when you were 5 or 6, put a quarter in, you flip the thing, and you got the little plastic bauble with a little item in it. That's essentially what that is.
It's insane. And it's wild seeing how this game has affected people. Like, people really dig into the histories of the real-life horses now, and in some cases, they've even been able to visit retired horses. Like, that's so cute. And there's also obviously
Hey, Grimmett,
the
Merry
fandom fell in love
Christmas.
with Haru Urara and her story.
Whoa.
So cute.
And
Excuse me, Polly. What was that?
the fandom fell in love with Haru Urara and her story. There's also obviously the fandom fell in love with Haru Urara and her
That
story.
is
So cute.
such a
It's
good
so
pronunciation.
cute.
I
It's
love
so
that.
Sweet that the end of
How
her
do
life
rubber?
got to be such a very pleasant thing, and that like a community came together to like show this silly little horse that like was a big thing in the 90s and 2000s, and like at the end of her life they like literally found a way to send her enough grass so that like the farm that owned her doesn't even have to resupply for like another year or two. And I personally know someone that went to the Breeders' Cup in California this year.
Damn.
So like,
You have to out
while
me
I
like
don't
that, Polly.
love the horse racing
It wasn't about horse
industry,
racing, though.
I think it's kind of neat that this game has inspired so many people to dive into something that wasn't previously anywhere near their wheelhouse, that isn't 100% tied to the game. I think it's sweet that, like, these actual racehorses, alive and dead, can have their legacies live on and preserved somehow and appreciated by an entirely different audience.
It's neat.
I think that there's something really cool going on there that can take root and make people continue to look for things outside of their comfort zones beyond Uma Musume and horse racing. It's rare to see the internet care about something and it not be in an ironic manner.
Yeah.
So I think Uma
True.
Musume is really fucking rad.
Very
Even
true.
Beyond just the anime and the manga and stuff. The game is really good. And
That's
like
awesome.
what it's inspired. Like it's a great game made by legit horse racing sickos.
Yeah, truly.
And
Anime
it's
girls
done,
are also
you know, it's
battleship.
done more than just be a numbers.
I did
go up
Empire and
video
Puzzle
game for a lot
Squibs.
of people.
The same thing,
And I just think that's neat.
except they're just heroes
That's
instead
really
of
nice.
battleships.
I think what I've heard about this one that stands out about it is that like there's a lot of gacha games,
But I
and
haven't
there's a lot
played
of
in
them have
years.
female characters, and like they kind of become disposable and replaceable at a certain point.
Yeah.
And Uma Musume like is so focused on the characters in
care.
every aspect.
They are your
Yeah,
babies. You love that. Like Rice Shower is literally my precious daughter, and I will protect her with my life.
But like the way the character stories, their personalities also tie into the gameplay, like the way you want to raise them. Like not everyone's the same. Like, like Bakushin is just
Yeah.
raise speed,
Just go
because
speed.
she's a dumbass. Just go as
She
fast as
doesn't
you can.
head empty. Go fast.
Bless her
Like,
heart.
Shadow will be moody.
Bakshin is so fun. I have to just tell this one little anecdote. She wants to run a 3,600 meter race, but she's literally only just built for speed. And like what you as your trainer have to tell her, like, honey, you can't. You're not built for that. And she gets depressed. So you instead enter her in 3,1,200 meter back-to-back races, and she loves it.
Oh my god.
It's such a good, like, the game is just full of
Yeah.
absolute silliness like this, and
That's so cool.
So adorable.
but they make it land because she's actually super thankful for it, because it lets her appreciate what she can do. And like that's like, again, little character moments like that, they matter. Like that stuff feels so good. And yeah, like I can't say enough positive about this stupid gotcha game, you know?
Moving it up a few spots.
Yeah, like
Four now.
I think Star Rail got number 9 when I played it.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
hey, you know, Uma Musume getting to number 7, that's pretty crazy. Because
Yeah,
again,
I've never
I'm
seen people care about the characters in a
Yeah.
gacha game in this way.
Yeah, like
where it's
these-
not just she's super hot.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of that in this community. It really is a lot of just like them wanting to, like, you know, like enjoy the characters' stories, their interactions, their relationships together. You know, like just to see all that celebrated in it. For the most part, it be very wholesome and sweet.
That's
I
really,
think,
really nice.
you know, it's just and I think that like that sort of, you know, I think that like the Japanese kind of look at the West and that like we would be the ones kind of cranking out that kind of stuff, and even, you know, they've just kind of been like, I'm surprised at how respectful the Western audience has been.
I mean, Japan has no room to talk. They definitely forcefully stamped it out. over there
They
years
had
ago.
to. Yeah, for sure. But you know, it I think that that's a cool thing, that like that's
Yeah,
a lot
but the
of
game
a lot
supports it.
that a lot of the love that comes from Uma Musume is just this very wholesome, like wanting to learn more or wanting to just celebrate the cute aspects of it, and again, just a real solid little like simulation game at the center of it all that I had a lot of fun with. So yeah,
I really love that.
Gold Ship becoming like the 2025 meme of the year
Oh
was
my
not
fucking
what I expected.
yeah, hell yeah, we love Gold Ship.
Do you remember when I watched season 1 of the anime and we just laughed at it for like 20 minutes?
Yeah, like that was. I remember when it first appeared on the Soxcast. We literally, you're trying to get through describing what this show is,
Yeah.
and we're just dying laughing because it's the stupidest sounding thing. And here we are,
And now,
like what, 5-6 years later, and it's like, oh yeah, like no, this shit is legit, and I love it with all my heart. So that's my number 7.
Fucking beautiful.
Rhett.
okay, so I've noticed a trend on my list so far, and this will be the last one in that trend, but so far it's been like Ace Attorney Investigations, the second one only, Cyberpunk, but the DLC really, Witchspring, the remake. So my number 7 is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Yeah, in there.
Kirby!
It's in there.
Kirby!
This is the most game besides like probably Kirby Air Ride. There's just so much here that I enjoyed all of it. Again, I've talked a lot about it, where like the main campaign is cute but a little easy, and then you replay it again, and then it's properly challenging. And there's some
Way back
there's a
when.
new fun boss fight in there that really surprises you. But then there's the stuff they added, like
In my
tons of just
day.
weird like mini party game stuff that I actually enjoyed doing all of.
Stay a while.
The Magalore
listen.
epilogue, which is this
Yep.
fun little combo-based run thing, where like he starts so weak where it's like you can shoot one lightning bolt like every 2 seconds, like a really aggravatingly long delay, and then by the end you're just like a DMC character of combos and like ways to speed up. Lightning bolts, like blasts, just screen clearing stuff, and then when you beat it, they're like, "Hey, do you want to push your powers even further?" And I'm just like, "Oh, geez, like how crazy does it get by the end?" Going for like S rank, yeah, you have to get like platinum medals on every stage, which isn't too hard, but it does make you replay a few of them. Then there's the true epilogue, or not true epilogue, the true arena stuff, which definitely one of my moments of the year when you get to the very, very end, and the true final boss drops an apple, and it's the only healing item like a boss drops in the entire true arena. And then there's a whole new final phase, and you're just like, what? The music changes. Kirby help me in the background. Holy shit.
Oh,
The fact that they hit it so well.
As old as time.
Save me. Yeah, it's in Japanese, but when I realized what it was saying, I'm like, are you kidding me?
I couldn't be more serious.
Yeah,
this game just is really good, Red.
yeah, the original is really good, I'm sure, but like the stuff they added to Deluxe is so classy and really
100%. Yeah, it sounds like a
elevated it for me.
great update.
I really like the two powers that they added, the sand power and the mecha one. Mecha is so fun.
Yeah,
Like-
all the powers. Oh,
They added, I think two of those, they added new, like, what are the challenge rooms for each ability? Like, they added a few new ones as well. I know John got really into those.
God, really into the challenge rooms, got all the gold medals.
Yeah, was this on your list last year?
It was not. I played it this year.
Oh, okay. Anyway, shit.
Nice job, Red.
Maybe,
I played a lot of good games this year.
You
I don't know.
did?
You know, look,
Wait, if this
I
gets
like
yeah, we'll see.
I like this game a lot. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
That's whatever. But
It is a Nintendo game.
It did feel like the kind of feeling I took away from it was like this was the Kirby game that has like major storytelling panache and also like that really good Kirby Superstar action where you
Yeah.
have all your moves
House?
are like these crazy fighting game move sets. You can do these wild movement setups. I honestly was just like kind of got not like Trails chills, but like like Ease 6 chills from the finale of this one, like the
Yeah.
good old fashioned Falcom game.
Yeah.
Draw everything to our favorite point of comparison. It's like this is a good video game story. This is a good
This one
video
having
game adventure.
that moment and then going even further if
For
you
the
really dig
remake
for it
is
was so cool.
Nuts. That's so good.
Yeah, and like Magalore, his moveset by the end is probably like by far the most complicated and like diverse.
Too true, too true.
Yeah, the
this was
DMC
just a
comparison
really
is
fun
awesome.
time. The way you talked about it was obviously like, oh, I've got to play this on. Just kind of picked it up immediately.
Didn't you play it after Forgotten Land?
Yep.
Oh,
Total fair trade-off.
sorry about that.
No, totally fair, totally justified. But yeah,
That's funny.
I really like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7.
Dumb trip.
That's yeah. I love hearing you all talk about that game. That's so good.
It's a good fucking game.
All right, so we're gonna head once more into the mines today. Can you
Once more
believe
into
it?
the breach.
Once more into the breach. John, I do believe you've got a listener list. Open it and laugh.
sure
Open it and
do.
laugh. Open it and laugh.
Open
Let's
it
go.
and
That's
laugh.
the
Hardest
bit.
one by far anymore.
Yep. Thank you very much, Durante. Oh yeah, we're fine. Thanks so much for writing in, Durante. It's a pleasure. Hello, podcasters. Game of the year goes to Dragon Quest HD 2D. Admittedly, a protest vote. I had absolutely no idea E33 would be my gaudy vote, unless DQ1 HD turns out to be some kind of insane miracle. And, well, here we are. Expedition 33 is on my list, but DQ1 HD gets my top spot because it did exactly what it needed to update the core concept of the original game into something more fun to actually play, rather than visit as an obligation to historical knowledge like a trip to Antietam Battlefield. Fuck, that's funny. The battle system in this solo character RPG is delectable, fundamentally shifting the focus of the game from grinding to a game of strategy. For a solo character RPG to feel this modern is a testament to the collected wisdom Dragon Quest has built up over decades, all funneled back to the source. The expansions to the script are also a resounding success. Especially nice is the rewritten role for Princess Gwaelin, who still gets to be a classical damsel in distress to suit the core heroic fantasy. At this point, GQ1's a straightforward indulgence of that trope sets it apart, but upon being rescued, then also acting through a necklace she gives to the hero, oversees his quest, at least once interceding on his behalf, and interacts with the other characters in a way the silent protagonist cannot. The original Dragon Quest has been reduced to something of a curiosity over the years, but the fresh approach to the design of the hero's moveset here really serves to prove that turn-based combat with a solo character can't just work, it can be even more enjoyable than the modern party dynamics we come to expect. On top of that, it comes with a really good remake of Dragon Quest II, which is about as well written as this Dragon Quest I remake is designed. Wouldn't be my gaudy, though. But if the protagonist is silent and we're supposed to express ourselves through them, why can't you play as a girl? Good question. I like DQ1 a lot. I think the Game Boy Color SNES versions are perfectly playable and delightful and not just homework. I want to play the NES version soon. I like it a lot. The remake of 1 and 2 sounds very classy as like kind of working within the shell of the old games to basically make a new good Dragon
Quest. I do like the first
said. That sounds
Dragon Warrior / Quest, but
runner-up,
a lot of grinding.
Obscure Expedition 33, a second mention, still trailing behind Exile. Sometimes a game is just self-evidently an all-time classic on the day of its release, even if it doesn't immediately become a personal favorite. The biggest thing proven here is the most important thing in RPGs is the constant influx of new perspectives. The function of items, the unique character building, plus the fresh coat of paint, both aesthetically and in narrative genre, that would be aesthetically unique in the Japanese or Western role-playing sphere. I'll let everyone else happily speak on this one, though. Shoutouts to Ben Starr. When it comes to English language VA for RPGs, it's his world, and I'm happy to live in it. Honorable mention, Trails in the Sky FC Remake. I kind of feel like an asshole if it wasn't here. Crazy good battle system that carries this one. Never got around to it. Death Stranding 2. Catch Death Stranding starting every Monday on Death Stranding Sundays at twitch.tv/CHORBYSP. That's ChorbySP. Featuring myself and my Do Everything co-host Solon S. Scott 3. Games of the past. Holy shit, have y'all played the first 2 Tomb Raider games on PS1? Shit was peak.
Those were fun. I like those games still.
I did not.
I want to come back to Tomb Raider 1. I was very impressed.
Maybe I'd like them more now. I did not like them when I was younger.
It's a long game.
Yeah, it's an adventure. One more thing, the true ending of Dragon Quest II made me cry, so yeah, I'm still not sure it'd be my gaudy as an overall package, but Dragon Quest II wins the Made Me Cry award of 2025. Thank you so much for writing it, Durante.
Absolutely. So,
Good
I've
stuff,
got
good
a very
stuff.
special list that to dive into. This one comes from our good pal and favorite listener, Don1991. Ladies and gentlemen, is now officially a Game of the Year podcast. And I need to say up front that if ever there comes a year where Don does not submit a list, that will be the final year the Soxcast ever does this.
Oh, wow.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Hello, dear members of the Soxcast. And John. I was delighted to see the Soxcast podcast back this year with so many new episodes. In this rough year, you were one of the lights in the darkness.
Aww.
I'm not even going to blame John this year. He hasn't murdered a podcast for a while. Not that the end of the year is near. Now that the end of the year is near, we can all come together and have a few fun end of the year lists. Just a few of them, though. There's only a few.
This was one of the first ones. This might have been
just 43.
No, the first one was Gash. Gash came in first.
True.
Yeah. So, Here is mine. Number 3, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Despite the clunky title, this is
Dragon
a fun
Quest
take
3
on an
HD
RPG
2D
classic.
remake.
You can create your own party with
Sounds
whatever
good.
classes you like, so you can have a team
I
of
remember
4
liking
heroines kicking
DQ3.
monster ass across the land. The story has some surprisingly somber moments of death and tragedy, but it never feels mean-spirited. The
Screws
remake
you out of
knew
a
what
run
things
this
to
year.
flesh out without overbloating it. Number 2, Shinobi: Art of Vengeance.
Shinobi.
Now, this is a great sequel to an infamously hard action game series. We have beautiful 2D animation,
XCOM
a
screwed
character
you a
with
lot.
ton of fighting and movement abilities
That's
that
for
slowly
sure.
expand over the course of the game, a few drops of exploration in the levels, and some crushingly hard challenges if you actually want to collect all that stuff. Number 1, Vampire Survivors.
Oh.
I'm not sure about that one. We should do a drug test or something. Is it addicting? Yes. Is it more? Yes.
It is more than addictive.
It is more
Trip
than addicting.
double.
Thank you. Has it elements of gambling? Yes. It has all the blinking and flashing lights of a slot machine. Has it saga content? Yes. Sadly, yes. It has saga content. But this is a bridge too far and too obtuse. Vampire Survivors is disqualified.
Whoa.
Gasp. Off
Whoa.
the list. Off the list. Real number 1,
Tripped up.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh, Donkey Kong
It has
Bonanza
been a
again.
while since the
Wow.
last 2D Donkey Kong game, and even longer since the last 3D Donkey Kong game.
Yep.
And then,
You're
and then
Potsy
this
again.
comes out swinging and breaking the floor as well as the entire rest of the level. Fun, fair, fast-paced, and full
Fun,
of
fair,
collectibles,
fast-paced.
which you can get at your own pace.
Heard a lot about
Pauline
that
is
game.
probably the best reinvention of a Nintendo character. Whenever Donkey Kong takes a rest, she has
that's
those
right.
adorable one-sided conversations full of silly kid logic, and she has the power of magical songs on her side. Even better, it all ends in one of the most amazingly over-the-top final boss gauntlets of all time. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Even to you, John. Please don't murder please don't murder another end of the year podcast. It has been a while.
It's been like 6 years.
It's been 6 years. We've
Please
all,
do another one.
we've all. You're just gonna goad him into doing it again at this point. Like next year, like he's gonna do something. He's gonna John the podcast next year.
gonna
You've just
John the
kinda set the
podcast.
stage for that.
Uh-oh.
So if that happens, it's on you.
Too true, too true.
All right, Rhett. I do believe
gotta-
you've got your favorite list ever.
You know, this isn't the shortest one of the year.
Tripped up.
Surprising, given who this is.
Given it's Garden, who usually just lists 3 games and no commentary. Okay, so no numbers, it's actually just 4 games, but you'll see.
All right.
Of the Devil, Episode 1.
Let's go.
This game permanently rewired my neurons. Dispatch. It's an easy puzzle game in Telltale-style visual novel about loser superheroes, and it's fun. My minor gripes with it, some of the writing aside. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it's all right. And then finally, don't buy Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 at full price.
It's like our second, don't buy this, or I returned this, or I don't want this of the year.
I definitely did not hear good things about that
No,
one.
it
We're like,
sounded
yeah.
pretty disappointing, and
That's a shame.
unfortunately, even kind of pretty far out from its release, it just
Far out?
wasn't looking very good for that game. So, yeah, that makes sense. All right. So we have one final audio list of the day, and this comes from a face that we've come to know and love. It's from our good pal Toad.
Oh, no.
22484.
It's
So
me.
Let's hear what tickled
Oh, God.
Toad's fancy
Oh, God.
in the
I gotta
year
use
of
the
our
bathroom.
Lord
You
Haruhi
listen to this.
Suzumiya 2025 in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, Sox community. It's wonderful to be talking to you again. Thanks to Polly, John, and Rhett for hosting this amazing podcast every year. I appreciate that, everybody. So I got a pretty hefty list to get through, which is why I'm going to go ahead and put an audio one myself this year. I played so many fun and great games this year. It's pretty incredible, and it's really hard, honestly. Like, I played a lot of great games later in the year, but I also forgot some really great games I played earlier. I do have my top 3, but I have many, many honorable mentions that we got to get through first. First honorable mention list I want to get to is going to be the Sox Community's indie games. I played so many of them this year, whether they came out this year or not. I tried to list all that I can remember, and I'm going to go ahead and get through the list now and who made them. First, we got Plus by Polly. Loved it. It's so addictive, so quick-paced. I really got the rhythm, brain juices flowing. Rica Fruit 25, of course, another amazing banger. Yomu Yomu Ball, also by Polly. Awesome game. I really like the mouse version of it. The mouse version almost feels a little tougher in some ways, but I feel like you could also get a higher score. It's good stuff. We got The Great Hero's Cat by Azalea. We got Penelope's Gift, also by Azalea. Both awesome games. Everybody I've mentioned here, you should check their games out. Sox Community, you need to just keep playing y'all's games. Just keep playing them. They're amazing. Y'all are so talented. We got Facets
Love you, Toad.
by John. Expanse.
I said love you,
I
Toad.
would say Kike or Kikai. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Fugitive and Into the Vortex. All games by John there. All have their own very unique twists and turns, and were a lot of fun to play through. Some frustrating parts, and I think that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of some difficult road blockage in that one. We got moving on. We got Chris and Alex games coming up on the list here. Baseborn, Within, Scattered Song, Catching Stars, and The Bug Zone. Played all those games this year, had a blast. Some fun, some little tiny ones in there, super cute, and some more meaty ones in there as well. Definitely suggest checking it out. And now, of course, we have Jetstorm's games coming up here. We have Chorus, both Chorus, Lost Princess and the Spring of Rebirth, and Berserker Knight and the Dragon Lord's Treasure Hoards. We played Fallen Star, Moon, and we haven't finished it yet, but we are playing Silas, which is also amazing. And then, of course, we have Gitrogatogs, A Next Level Adventure, Rhett's Super Zalazar, super good.
Love that
really
game.
Good. We got Grumpy Square Friendo and Rica Fruit Baller by Empty Eye. And we also played, I want to say it's Aozora by Iffy. A really fun, neat little RPG. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to keep pushing here as fast as I can. I realize I'm getting a little on our time. XCOM, always a shout out to that. I Am the Commando. Super fun dungeon crawler on Steam. My friend made a lot of the art in it. AI the Somnium Files, great idea there, Polly. The Crimson Diamond is a great Sierra-based point and click. I'd suggest checking it out. Hades, we've all heard of it. I played it this year, and it's amazing. But it didn't quite crack the top 3. My top 3 this year, number 3, as we finally get there, is going to be Hollow Knight. It's almost too B almost. Hollow Knight is a stunningly good game, and I highly suggest checking it out. We got our second number 2 here, Silk Song. I realize I talked way too long through this whole thing, so unfortunately I'm going to wrap these top 3 up quickly. Silk Song, beautiful, amazing game, gorgeous. Tough at first, but I think it's actually worth it to push through it. And of course, the number 1 I have on this year is a game called Zexion. It is a Metroid-styled game. If you're a big Metroid fan, it's a twin stick shooter. It has incredible movement. It's got a built-in rando, built-in save states. It was made by a single dev that took 13 years to make it. It is a phenomenal piece. I'd highly suggest checking it out. And I see that I've gone too long as it is, but thank you so much, Sox community, for having another one of these lists. I love listening to them, and thank you everybody who contributes to this. And community, I want to see more high scores this year. You don't have to do great. I just want to see them high scores. I want to see y'all just digging into these games. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for having me. Peace.
If we're gonna give anybody some slack when it comes to going over, it's absolutely Toad, because as that list just pointed out, I don't think that there's been a bigger cheerleader for this community's output than Toad.
100%.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
when you're listing like 20 of the games that people listening to this have made, like, yeah, you can go as long as you want.
You can hit the floor. We'll give you 10 minutes. Just go. But yeah,
Also, Zexion above the Hollow Knight games is
Silk
wild.
Song? I know Toad got big into speedrunning the shit out of that game. Once it was mastered, and it's like, oh, okay, this game's kind of just taken over in a way that I completely understand. It's entirely Toad's shit there, man. But yeah, like if everybody, please go follow Toad on Twitch, Toad22484. Streams literally every day for at least 5 hours, and again has big into XCOM, has been really branching out into a lot of indie stuff. I've been weeding his stream up quite a bit.
He absolutely
with, a lot
has.
of shit like Danganronpa, and I've got a couple other funny things I'm gonna
I can't wait.
But yeah, nobody has supported this community as loudly and proudly as Toad on stream, and it's been a blast watching people get to kind of pop off seeing their games get played, by somebody with a fairly larger platform than anybody than like I have or anything. So big thank you to Toad. We love you a lot. You are a shining beacon of positivity in this community, and we could not be more than happy. We could not be any more happy that you are here with us among friends and enjoying the vast amounts of creativity that just flow from it. So thank you so much.
Second thing on
Thank
all
you for the
counts.
kind words.
Very well said, Polly. Those streams were just pure joy. Those community game streams.
Feels good when people play your stuff and they're so excited to do so.
We love you, Toad.
Absolutely. So we have reached number 5, number 6. Is it 5 or
Number
6?
six.
I don't know.
It's 6.
It's numbers, dude. I don't math. You know me.
It's
Yay.
the end of day one for us.
That's
It's
so
the
sweet.
end
Thank
of day
you.
1 for us, which means we will be closing out proceedings with our individual number
Listening to
sixes.
my,
so, Sean,
list.
would you be so kind?
I
as to
definitely
getting
have to
us
cut
started
out
on
some
that
of the
task?
and stuff that I did there, but I was
These
trying to
things
get
are
it
big,
together
huh?
so fast. So I had so many games to get through.
My number 6 is my only. So last year I had a shit ton of entries that were secret, that were actually multiple entries or collections of entries. This is my only one that's even remotely cheating. But I'm going to put Junkoid and Super Junkoid.
Okay.
I mean, that seems pretty fair, honestly.
Oh,
pretty solid.
Junkoid.
Those-
Yeah, I
those are
remember him
really
talking about
sister
Junkoid
games,
and
yeah.
Super
Yeah,
Junkoid.
absolutely. And these are just delightful. These are my first Metroid ROM hacks in ages. I think the only other one I'd played was Rogue Dawn years ago. And they're just very pretty. They just have a very strong sense of aesthetics. It's kind of a Yume Nikki core, I think, is a good way of putting it. The games
I
are
forgot to put
dreams.
Excise on my fucking list. That should have
and
been there. I
I
speed
really,
ran
really
that
enjoyed
one.
the first one. That's like a one
I just-
sitting game.
I did so
and
many of
where
those
most
games,
it
I
is without
forgot
map.
some of
It's
them.
That one's based on the original Metroid.
I played like
and it's about like attentively
100 different games this
like
year.
all secrets are telegraphed,
more.
but you have to be attentive to notice. So I found that just yeah, I found it
X
very
dash
enjoyable
Y
to,
Z E. I think.
puzzle out how that world fit together. And then Super Junkoid is just gorgeous.
It's
more
an
of a
itch
normal
game.
indie Metroidvania thing. But the the
By Chris,
art and
if you heard
mood of
them
it
do their
is
list earlier.
crazy. It's so well done. I think
a little
it whips
bump
you in
combat
little bit, just kind
game.
of by the nature of being a ROM hack.
It's cute.
And having to include
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Metroid ending.
I can't believe I forgot to put it
But
on there. I'm a little
the
pissed
meat of the
about
game
that.
Is just extremely lovely. This got me, paying attention. This is part of kind of the successor to like all the ISO stuff last year. I guess this is an okay segue. Like there was some rough stuff with itch.io this year. They had like a big
Ooh. Warehouse?
community blow up centering around like
Adult content.
payment processors like putting pressure on them to censor adult content. And
I don't remember what my time
I'm
was.
not
I think I
here
got
to
it down to like 30 minutes or
say
something.
whether how itch handled it was perfect or to lash out at them. I'm continuing to use them. I think I still really like itch a lot. But it was kind of a wake up call for me of just like, okay, I kind of want to expand my palette a little bit instead of centralizing like my entire ecosystem of independent game enjoyment around one platform. And part of that is expanding out towards more fan game scenes. And Junkoid and Super Junkoid was a fantastic introduction to the world of
It's
Metroid
definitely spelled
ROM hacks.
odd.
Metroid series ROM hacks. I think these are a delight. I think y'all especially would enjoy Super Junkoid.
Yeah, I
there's just
have
a lot.
that downloaded actually.
Yeah,
so.
there's they're just like good little adventures. And I for some reason I played them. I got to play them on hardware on a CRT, and it felt really good. The games felt nice in that format. That's another thing I get to be horny about this year. I get to play a lot of games on hardware thanks to
John
my
likes
wife
hardware.
indoctrinating me.
I have
successfully.
so much hardware.
CRTs,
that's why
right?
and
You
I
can
play on my
CRTs.
computer all day.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are a lovely pick.
We'll
I think
switch to a
they're well
game
worth
after
looking
this
into.
episode's finished, which is only has
Holly,
about 30
yo.
minutes left.
Number
six.
6.
But we might as well finish this this part of the
fellas.
podcast. Got this far.
One thing to say.
Oh, howdy, partner.
My name's Polly, and I like two things. I like running, and I like gunning.
Oh, it's gonna be Iron Meat,
And
isn't
I
it?
have absolutely no idea why I just fell into doing that. That's my brain has a weird worm in it. Sometimes it just makes me do weird shit. No, my number 6 is Iron Meat.
Ah, yes, yes.
There's been
It's really
I think
good.
what I would
I
call
did
a
that
pretty
this year
solid
too. Oh my
resurgence,
god.
over the years of like Contra and Metal and Metal
I
Slug
need to
inspired
actually
run
list
and
off
gunners, which
the
is
games I
good
play in a year next
because
time.
Konami and
gonna
Way
start
Forward
paying
do not
attention.
seem particularly
Oh my
interested
God.
in all in releasing any actual Contra games that are good.
No, they don't.
Was that actual new Contra game this year or last year?
That was last year. Operation Galuga was last year.
God. If you ever want to do a fake game of the year number 1
God,
that
yeah.
no one will fall for,
That would have been this would have been the time to do it. Yeah, but no good Contra games from the actual source for a while, but the indie scene has done a very good job of staying on top of it. There's just lots of good stuff. Super Cyborg, Blazing Chrome.
Oh, that's a pretty neat
There's
idea.
I
One
picked
new
up
indie
earlier
game a
this year that
day.
was like $2. It was really solid that I can't remember. I
The
can
entire
never
year?
remember the goddamn name of.
was Valfaris in this?
Oh,
kind of same
Valfaris
genre?
is part of the.
I
would
have
consider
actually
Valfaris
played
a part
an
of this
indie game
whole
literally
research.
every
I really
single
like that
day
one.
for
That
over a
game's
year,
so
since
good.
this
It's
is
so
one of them.
fucking metal. Oh, it's so meaty and metal.
Yeah,
But
by the
speaking
way,
of meat, Iron Meat is
Iron Meat is really good.
Just a game that wears its inspiration on its sleeve. You pick it up, you press
you like
those
a run and
buttons,
gun,
and
it's
you
good.
Do that jump, and you know
liked
exactly what
it.
you're doing and what you need to do. This game's unique take on
Well,
the
surprised
series
it
is
got
really
over
pretty much just
Uma
in the
Musume,
name.
though.
It's
Ripped up.
humanoid, organic, and metallic and robotic enemies that have been taken over by the titular Meat. And that's
Meat.
I'm not making that up. That's the name of like the big bad in this game is literally just the meat.
We have the meat.
They're like Arby's, really. They could have gotten an Arby's sponsorship, I think, at some point. Somebody should have hooked them up. Somebody on this game's PR team really fucked up.
Indie games don't have PR. True indie games don't have PR.
Yes, there you
teams.
go. There you go. The true renegades here. But I think that like the whole meat concept does make for a really just fun and grotesque fusions for enemy designs, and most of them explode into just nice ooey gooey blood splatters. And the level to which the enemy designs are so like corrupted by the meat makes for like a lot of
tripped up,
like striking enemies and boss designs. It pretty
Yeah.
like
It's good.
it gives the game a very unique visual identity, I think. Nothing really looks like what this game's doing. It sort of reminds me of like the back half of Phantasy Star 2, where every enemy in the overworld and all the dungeons gets replaced by like mechanical and organic hybrids.
Yeah, that is
You
a
know,
cool
this
part of
obviously
Phantasy
just
Star
kinda
2.
takes that to the next level.
I remember enjoying Phantasy Star
gameplay-wise,
2, but
you know what you're getting here.
here the
It's-
dungeons are terrible.
I think the impressive thing is that this is a one-person project created over the course of 7 years, and it feels loved on it. It feels loved.
That
on
was a
for
7-year
that long.
single-person project
And
too,
this
huh?
is a dude
Fuck yeah.
that
Fuck
understands what makes a good one of these. It's not groundbreaking. Like, it's not adding any kind of like fancy mechanics or scoring systems to the formula, but it is very tightly paced. Like, the enemy spawns and placement are just, they're surgically balanced between like throwing you a big middle finger, but also this is a game that knows when it's time to let the player just do a lot of cool shit and let loose. Dying isn't always like the worst thing. There's power-ups just kind of always floating around, so even if you die, it's not that hard to get right back in and grab a gun, and you know, that's not just your pea shooter and do what you need to do. I think that like the boss fights are probably like the big showpiece in this game. Like, just big ass hulking monstrosities. They got real fun attack patterns to learn, and the stages never feel
After
like they
this
get
portion
gummed
of the
up with too many
podcast,
enemies
I think
that
I'm gonna
take
play a
more than
game.
1 or
There's
2
only
hits to
about
kill to, which I
there's
think
less
has
than
been a
30
problem
minutes
with a lot
left
of people
of
trying to
this
make games
portion.
like this,
It's
is
a
they try to put enemies
7-hour
that need to,
podcast.
you know, they've
But
got a health
I
bar.
felt
If
like
you
going
don't
over a lot of the
eat that in a
podcast
game
today.
like this.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
if so,
is a
this
game
is
that
good.
just- it
It
feels
could,
kinetic in all the ways
honestly.
that you like.
I don't
it,
mind.
and
I actually
think
didn't
that
have
this
a
game kind of,
specific
like,
game in mind.
has a similar
Sorry,
kind of arc
Polly.
to maybe Super C.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so
I feel like that's the big influence
Similar
here
arc
with
to
the meat
Super C.
kind
I
of
actually
being,
forget
yeah.
the second half of that game.
just
I remember
in-
liking it
in
a lot
nature.
though.
The way that
Wish
the
I
way
could
Super C
talk for
progresses,
7
the way
hours.
that game-
much more bloodier.
Yeah, it's like it's a much more
It's really nice
bloody,
listening to
fun
them.
version.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
of
just switch
that.
the game in the
My only real
background.
complaint is I think the life system is too generous, and like so.
Yeah.
If you finish
It's
a stage
too
like,
easy
below
for
a certain
Polly.
threshold
It's just
based on your
too
difficulty,
easy
it
for
just
Polly.
gives you the max starting lives again at the start of the next level.
But she's right.
Um,
Trip dub.
but I did have a fantastic time learning this game to 1cc hard mode though. Like it's
Cool.
it's definitely still brutal. Like even with the generous helping of lives, you know, I'm always gonna be a sucker for a good run.
This is the shorter of the two videos.
And like, there's a couple more I have my eye on like towards in the future that are like either in my library
It's
now
not
or
about
I'll
your
be getting very
feelings.
soon. And hopefully I'll be talking about those
We
sometime
can
next
make it
year.
a
You know, that'd be nice.
podcast. Eh?
Uh,
Maybe
but,
I
you
can
know,
try some of the games that
What
are
can I
listed
say? Like,
on
this is-
here.
This is fucking a great Contra ass game. Great job, Iron Meat. You know, I was looking forward to this one for a long time. And it was nice that after Contra Operation Galuga was just a big fat turd in your underwear, that this game turned out to just be
Big
even more
fat
amazing
turd in
than-
your
than
underwear.
pretty much any Contra game released in recent memory. Like this is a game that just gets it. This is a dev that loves this kind of game and has studied them very thoroughly. So that's Iron Meat. That's my number 6.
Nice.
Rhett, would you like to close
It's
us
a meaty
out
game.
for the day?
Well, we're going back to mainstream town here.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Gamers.
Yeah.
World premiere.
Because, oh god, imagine just putting straight up ads in this thing for 40 minutes. So yeah, this one actually was awarded. I don't think they won, but this one actually was nominated at the Game Awards. Number 6, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
That's a big one. I need to
It
play
was
this
so
apparently.
much fun to punch everything.
Jeez.
That's really this game is just chaos and
I've never been a
pushing your
big
way
fan of the
forward,
Donkey Kong
finding your
game,
own
like the
solutions to,
country ones,
the level
but
design. Just like, yeah, I'm
apparently
just gonna
this
punch through
one's
that wall
fucking
today.
art.
Fucking punch go through with it, man.
I like to hear
I
it.
I don't want to fucking brain this head empty punch things. I don't give a shit.
Like I talked about on the podcast, how like with Super Mario Odyssey, I thought the fun stuff was the side rooms. In this, I think the fun stuff is just the overworld and like the story. The character growth with Pauline, as mentioned by one of the lists, is really cute. Like, there's a big story arc here. It's more than you would expect from a Nintendo game for sure. The finale,
Interesting.
not even like the real like last 3 bosses finale is crazy, but like the whole last couple hours, the last couple worlds.
Oh, that's nice.
The pacing in this just keeps escalating. Like, I think like the second and third world, I was a little like, oh, this is a little slow, guys. I'm not sure here. And then
Kind of
just
settled
keeps
into a
escalating.
groove, and then
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing the distant
There's-
swearing, smoking
There's
Bill.
one world towards the end, like it's kind of amusement park themed, but also like I think everything's made out of food. Like it's a very strange world, but like it's this big open world hub, and they haven't really had a big, huge level like that. And it's right after you have every power in the game. It's the one level that just says, just cut loose and do whatever you want. Because you've got like 5 objectives across this huge map, and it's just, and you know, the whole amusement park theming, and it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna be here for like 3 or 4 hours, huh? And it's so much fun. And then the end game is much more, you know, like confined and like, hey, you know, straightforward to the point. So it was really fun having a big open area, like right the calm before the storm, I guess. Like the pacing's really good. There's
Interesting.
good story beats. I am a psycho who played it without ever upgrading health.
oh, nice.
So like there's a couple bosses that it was, even the last boss where it's like, okay, I die in 2 hits no matter what.
Nice.
Let's do this.
Let's rock.
Let's rock.
One of the main villains. Huge knock against this game is that they fucking released $20 DLC like 2 months after it came out. I didn't buy that, obviously. But one of the things they did is reveal that one of the villains survived the main game, and I'm so mad about that because his death, the way he died in the main game, was so funny. Just gets punched and just disappeared. Just there's nothing left. No mention for the last like 2 hours of the game. Just that guy just got.
Just straight up fucking
Just explodes and there's nothing left. And it's like, hey, there's a new final boss now. It's just so much fun. Do you guys know at all what happens towards the end of this? I probably should.
I do not.
I don't know, but it's game of the year, man. Just let it go.
It's
Let it
so
rip.
weird to have like this pretty long platformer, and then all of a sudden, right at the end, it becomes extremely referential and reverent of the original Donkey Kong games
that's
on
cute.
SNES.
That's nice.
Like,
That's
you
cute.
hit me in the
Well, games that had an
nostalgia
open world
bastard.
Zelda
Man,
systems.
you
The
didn't
worlds
think
were
that
just
Nintendo could
smaller,
still
which made it
do
feel
but
less
they
like.
did it to you.
Yeah.
It's just really funny.
They
'cause
were
the whole time I was like,
constrained by
those enemies
limits back
seem a
then.
little familiar. Like there's these skeleton enemies.
Open worlds are fun.
And then a big thing happens, and those
lot
skeletons
of emptiness
get
is
replaced
not
with
a
the
whole lot of
actual,
fun, though.
Kremlings
Oh
from
my
the
god,
SNES
that's
games.
so cool.
And when you hit them, they make the same voice samples. Yes. I'm just like, oh my god, how you? And there's a lot more to it than that. That's just the one thing I'll let spill. But I'm like, oh, okay. You guys got it with this one.
They worked for that moment, man.
Yep.
They showed that they could do things on their own, and then they
definitely.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, how games aren't really very original anymore. They just take a formula that works and just copy paste it. Open world games are basically a plague on gaming in general because most of them are just nothing. It's just big to be big, and they're not doing anything with the space they have. It's not fun.
They
Definitely.
give you a moment where just hearing makes you pop like a fucking.
funny.
It's so good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's nice when the big blockbuster game has like the storytelling gumption to make
Yeah.
those big moments land. Like that counts for a lot.
Yeah, and then the final boss sequence is like 3 in a row. It's like final boss, crazy sequence, then a harder version of the final, but basically true final boss true edition.
Yeah,
it's very
I agree.
hard for me with 3.
For someone who really, really loves Mass Effect, the first one, which is full of pretty empty planets, you can still do exploration and have it be a lot of fun. Even in like big, somewhat empty spaces, as long as there's like a story to it or something, you know, there's got to be something behind it.
I think Braylif did a thing too where they skipped one of the transformations.
I should say there are cases where like it's more of an artistic thing. Like, what was that old game where you just load it in and you're just lost in the desert and you have to explore it? I never played it myself, but I think there's like one other person that always loads in with you. And you can't talk to each other, and then you just have to explore things that happen. But that's part of the experience in that case. The world is the story, and they're making the world the story. So, like, you can do it well. But the problem is it's just so overly saturated where everything has to be an open world, and just make it good.
Oh, shit.
Because you can do that in this game. I'm not sure if you can skip all of them. I think people may have figured it out by now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like one sequence where you have to run across a crumbling road. It's like, I don't know how you do that if you don't have the zebra. Good luck. Because the zebra goes faster. Like, Donkey Kong transforms into other animals in this game. It's a fucking nightmare. The ostrich one is like legit scary looking.
Nightmare fuel shit.
Yeah. It's just like Donkey Kong, who is already kind of more humanoid than, you know, an actual gorilla.
Yeah.
But then with a super long neck and like feathers. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? This game's so weird in some places. One of the other powers is Elephant, which you just, instead of punching terrain, you just suck it up and you can destroy stuff so quickly.
Just another X-Clone.
Like, if you just want to inhale an entire level, you can.
Which I have heard somebody, like, mention, when you mention games in the same spirit as it's just a copy or knockoff of this, if people took that speech and took it into music, oh, they're just Metallica likes, or they're just Pearl Jam likes. Like, when you phrase it like that, it is very dismissive how the gaming community talks about its inspiration games. Like, Hollow Knight, clearly an inspiration of, like, the Metroidvanias of the past. But it's, like, you can just say, like, oh, it's a Castlevania, it's a Symphony of the Night, like. That is very dismissive, I feel. While it is true, and I think gaming in general kind of just uses that term to make it like, okay, this thing is similar to this thing. And that's fine. As long as you keep it there. Like, I still use that term myself. It's pretty interchangeable in the community. But when you just leave it at that, that makes it sound bland. Hollow Knight? Oh. Metroidvania. It's a Metroid-like. If you left it at that, people would be like, oh. I mean, that's okay, I guess. There's so much more to games than just the surface level of playing them, unless you get your AAA copy-pasters. It's okay to be inspired by other games. It's okay to steal a lot of designs from other games and implement it in your own way. That's kind of how humanity has always worked. We see what our ancestors did, we see what our parents taught us, we bring it into our own generation, and we do it our own way. That is literally life. So, I think people get a little too dismissive of games that are like other games in the gaming community without putting a little more emphasis behind what they're explaining.
And
I've always wanted to inhale an entire level.
That's a triple double.
This game sounds delightful. Like
there's, of the Switch 2 stuff so far, I think there's absolutely a reason why this is the one getting the most recognition and not.
And all music is pretty much derivatives of all other musics. Somebody started making notes once, and they turned that notes into more broader strokes of notes. and that just kept flushing itself out. Like, that is literally how humans work. People compare, like, there is obvious things that are ripping off and plagiarizing, and then there's obvious just inspirations and stuff like that. And sometimes they can seem like they cross, but that's not true. I would never say Hollow Knight and Super Metroid are the same game, ever. Even if they somewhat play, or like Hollow Knight and Symphony of the Night. Since Symphony of the Night is more like Hollow Knight. They play very similarly, but they're very different. Yeah, exactly. Like, they can be categorized as the same style of game, but they're very different. Music follows the same thing. Movies follow the same thing. If you want to break down a movie, there's like 7 different styles of stories, and that's about it. It's just constructed in other ways and stuff like that. Like, I think people get too caught up on the dismissive nature of things being similar to others without airing out what makes them unique to themselves.
Not Mario Kart.
Because this is something that I feel is actually taking advantage of, you know, what they wanted to. Yeah, like, it is more powerful hardware. I don't think you could do this game on a normal Switch because of, like, all the destruction and all of those models that need to go flying. This game sounds like an absolute delight.
Yeah.
I went into kind of looking at this game kind of, whatever. But the more that I see it,
is the funny thing.
the more that I see it, the more that I hear about it, it's like, man, I would probably fucking have a blast with that game, actually.
It does sound fun.
It's crazy that the destruction at some points makes the Switch 2 chug.
Yeah. Not
Like,
shocking.
The fact that it's like persistent for the entire level, as long as you stay there.
Yeah.
So again, with like some levels, you'll be there for hours,
And it's just
all
like the shit that
stays.
you knocked over like 2 hours ago is just still kind of hanging around. It doesn't just disappear.
One puzzle that I was like completely stumped on, like, oh, find these 5 blue coins, which are like actual characters that talk to you, and I was just like, I'm having a real hard time now. I've destroyed like
There's
a
no level
whole
structure.
room. There's no level here anymore because I just love it. Like, they're in a maze, and I'm just like, inhale entire maze.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
let's do
works.
that.
Question mark? Inhale and Kyler base? Question mark?
Yeah, this game's really good. The finale's amazing. The story's good. Just now, I'm like, it should have been maybe one spot higher.
You always get that moment in the...
Yep. Always gonna be one of those.
Iron Meat is really good.
Always one of those.
Hey, Rhett?
Yeah.
It sounds better than Mario Odyssey.
It does.
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah.
That's
They took
straight.
the energy of the finale of that game and kind of
made an actual story about
into
it?
the entire game out of it.
Good.
I'm not sure if this one has a vocal. Maybe actually, this game definitely has a vocal theme somewhere because the whole thing is that Pauline sings. It's very good. I haven't touched the post game since beating it though. That one, I went back one time. It was like,
Right.
okay,
Kind of just maybe had enough now.
This has
Yeah.
been really fun to listen to, honestly.
That's fine. We don't always
Y'all do a really
need
good
to
job.
engage with everything that a game is doing. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I think the downside here is that 100%ing it definitely gets completely exhausting.
Yeah,
In a way
that's
I'm not here for.
and that's just not something I'm into doing anymore anyway.
Yeah,
So
I think the main journey was worth it for sure.
yeah. Cool. So long as you like had a really good time, and at the end of that, you could put it down and say, "Yeah, no regrets, man. That was a solid game." And then it's number 6 on your list. I think it's done pretty goddamn good for
definitely.
itself.
If you got that much joy out of it to want to talk about it, that's a win.
Let's close out with a little more listener list.
Because the mines are deep. Sorry.
The mines are real deep, so like little extra bonus.
we're getting a little
content
bonus
for you
here.
at the end that wasn't originally on the schedule.
Okay.
But we're gonna do
There's only
it.
about 15 minutes left in
Because
this
we
one.
love you.
Oh.
I just realized it was 5 on day 1 and 6 on day 2, and I went, "Uh-oh, day 2's already going to be longer."
Oh. All right, so we're gonna close.
Day
the
2's
day
gonna
out
be
the
an
way that
hour
we started
longer.
With some listener lists, John, what you got for me?
Here's another fat one from our friend Angry Ed. Thank you so much for writing
Angry
in.
Ed.
It's that time of year again where I try to figure out what 3 games I played that I'd consider the best of my 2025, which honestly was a bit difficult since I didn't want to include games I'd already mentioned.
Who are you
last
asking
year.
that to,
Regardless,
Smoking
here are the
Bill?
3 I picked for this year, all of them on PC. Number 1, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the original.
My list was already on
That's
the
right, the original. This
on the
was a song of
podcast.
Troika
I don't know if you
Games,
heard
wherein
it.
they brought World of Darkness's best-known system into an FPS RPG using one of the oldest iterations of the Source engine. Playing as a newly embraced vampire, you are quickly thrust into the convoluted and heavily political world of Los Angeles' vampire society, being driven all over LA as you try to figure out who
LA
exactly
and their
can be trusted,
goddamn
while
political
also uncovering
vampires.
a vast plot that may or may not involve the end of the world. While the combat can be somewhat cumbersome at times, where the game really shines is in the writing, with excellent character interaction.
I'll sum it up for you. 3 and 2, 2A, 2B was Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong. 1 was Zexion.
And dialogue trees, both with major characters and minor. Each clan you can choose for your vampire's background will inform their personality and how they respond in conversation, and some will even have special dialogue options that you wouldn't see in other playthroughs. It's amazing how deep this game can get, easily outdoing Elder Scrolls Oblivion in terms of dialogue, direction, and personality, despite coming out 2 years before. Thanks to fan patches and GOG.com, it's now easier than ever to enter the world of darkness if one is interested in a janky but entertaining Source Engine FPS RPG. I really want to play the Troika world. Yeah, those seem so cool.
Yeah, I'm really upset that I forgot Excise. Like, I'm genuinely upset about that. I speed ran that game, but I'm keeping a notepad of every game I play this year. I'm not having this mistake again. I didn't realize how many games I played this year until I was getting this list ready. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I gotta hurry. There's like a day. There were hours until I had to get my list in. So I had like a notepad open of 30-some games, I think. And I was like, okay, if I do any more, it's going to be too cluttered. And it went on for over 6 minutes. They said keep it to 5 minutes or low, and I felt bad about that too. But I was trying to rush through because I played so many Sox games this year, and I really wanted to emphasize them. And I forgot Excise. I probably forgot some other ones that I played this year too, unfortunately. But they're so good.
Number 2, Vintage Story. I honestly didn't expect this game to grab me so well, but it has. Vintage Story started life as a more hardcore mod of Minecraft before spinning off into its own thing. You and anybody who've gotten into your server play a race of seraphims who have been brought in to rebuild the world after an untold amount of time following a horrible disaster that seems to have hardly messed up time and also may or may not have the other world from Silent Hill creeping in on it. Beyond the typical mining and construction in a world of voxels, you also have comprehensive systems for food, cooking, armor, and so forth. The temperature also plays a role, as winters will be brutal if you don't have the proper clothing to keep you insulated. This is without, of course, getting into the other threats, such as horrible demons from the depths and the wildlife, especially bears. Despite all the harshness, I found this game very enjoyable with my friends, and the fact that it's easily moddable has allowed people to insert new character models, weapons, tools, food items, massive ruins, and so on. The game is still very much in development, and I know this kind of survival sim isn't everybody's cup of tea, but for what it's worth, I found myself glad I took a look, and I've now put probably hundreds of hours into the game at this point. The Junkoid of Minecraft.
Yeah, what was your game of the year?
Number 3, Sulfur.
Sulfur
is a roguelike FPS that uses 3D environments with 2D characters. You play a priest who is pursuing a witch that burned down their church and murdered the congregation. Upon wrecking your car, you find yourself in a strange sort of purgatory along with some of your parishioners. From this hub world, you delve into varied environments, taking on goblins, cultists, giants, chain-swinging knights, ninja frogs, and other foes as you try to locate the witch. Your only aid outside of the guns, armor, and scant few melee weapons coming in the form of a talking amulet that is basically your checkpoint system for getting out of a zone if you think you'd rather not risk all your loot. The ability to customize your weapons with attachments both mundane and magical on top of merchants and storage expansions to find add to the meta progression. Where this game really shines is the gunplay, which feels very punchy and responsive. And while the levels are made up of pieces randomly slapped together, it is frequently able to create easily workable arenas for your battles against various foes. When I first played the game, the story wasn't complete, but I believe that has now changed, and the developers are close to coming out of early access. Definitely worth a look, and at the time of this recording, 40% off on Steam until
I should
December
probably do
18th.
Xenonauts 2 in the next year. I think it's about to be done.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh!
Thank you so much for the list. I agree, Ed.
Yeah, that was a good list. Good stuff.
That's a solid little list. All right, I have our second the second list in this. I don't know what I'm doing. Words are happening, and it's just diarrhea out of my mouth at this point. All right, this list comes from our good pal Bralif. This
Brolif.
year, I decided to jump into the vast ocean that is Super Mario World ROM
I saw them
hacks.
talking about a lot of
Over
games
the course
this
of the
year.
month, I played over 40 of them,
Woo!
with a few more
Crippling.
sprinkled throughout the rest of the year, for a total of almost 1,200 exits. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
For all the wacky worlds I went through, the very first one, A Plumber for All Seasons, is a contender for the best one of the bunch. It might just get beaten out by Peach's Adventure for me, though. An adorable little hack where you play as Peach trying to rescue Mario. The levels are fun and varied, the art style is great, and it has a surprising amount of post-game content. Peach also happens to be built like a dump truck full of oatmeal, which is worth a few points. Mario ROM hacks, getting some good representation
Mario
here.
ROM hacks. It's been a joy watching Brolif's Mario ROM.
Yeah,
Dump
just-
truck
just
full of
every-
oatmeal.
Every night thing for
Every night thing,
a while.
and it was like right when I was getting into the Kaizo stuff, so that was fun, just kind of like watching that entire journey happen. All right, second one. Earlier in the year, I was also in a bit of a bizarro game headspace, listening to a bunch of Silvagunner remixes and playing Yume Tuki. But what capped off this period was B3313.
E3313.
This game is the closest we'll ever get to every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Rooms
health.
change with every visit, physical space is just a suggestion,
Whoa.
and Mario feels and sounds just a little wrong. The overall atmosphere feels like you're playing one of those haunted beta cartridges from a creepypasta. I didn't beat B3313, but I don't think that's the kind of game you should really aim to beat anyway. It's more the kind of game you just experience for as long as you keep finding strange new things. At one point, I found a switch that re-rolled all the game's random settings, suddenly unlocking the Vanish Cap and Wing Cap. Cool, but it also permanently stole Mario's hat, doubling the damage he took and preventing his natural health regeneration.
Wow, what an
a
asshole.
Devil's bargain. I ended with 154 stars, 100 of which were collected without a hat. When I used the phrase capped off earlier, that wasn't intended as foreshadowing, but that's a pretty cool coincidence, I think. And finally, the Ode to Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors reminded me that Castlevania games exist and are cool, so I played some of those this year. Harmony of Dissonance was cool until I played a second Castlevania game and realized it sucks, actually. The second game is Portrait of Ruin, which is excellent. It's got everything I want in an Egavania, and I was having so much fun
Egavania.
that I tried to punch every boss to death with Jonathan. I only failed against Death himself because he's like 90% immune to physical damage, so I just beat him to death with Charlotte's Encyclopedia instead. It's probably my new favorite Castlevania game.
That's great.
That's the second time that I thought Vampire Survivors was getting a point to be
Right.
taken away.
Right?
Vampire Survivors keeps getting fucking slaughtered this
a,
year.
a real funny, unplanned bit to have just happened 2 times.
Ah, that's great.
All right. So, is that it
got a
for the
list.
day?
I've got a list from
Oh,
Millie.
you do? Holy shit. Why am I... What
Yeah, we
is
have an audio
wrong
list,
with
Molly.
me? What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Millie list.
My brain feels broken. All right.
Vampire
we're almost
Survivors
there, we're
getting
almost
the
there,
fucking
Hi, I
strays.
suck at video games, and this year has been my most gamiest year in probably over a decade, so I had to narrow it down a lot.
Game is
3 categories with 1 winner and some honorable mentions each. Yes, it's cheating, but John said it was okay, so get mad at him. Yep. Category 1, game where you move a little critter or weirdo around. My pick, Excised by Chris L.
Yes.
Number 4.
Is it only four?
E33? We're on number 4 for
I'm
Excise.
so mad I didn't put Excise
There's
in
more,
mine. I'm
obviously.
so bad.
does. It's come up
Well,
so much.
There's no games reached 3 yet, so it's still well ahead.
I'm making that
That's
fucking
crazy.
list this year. I'm
Really
gonna
strong
forget
take on
anything.
bump combat that fucked my shit all up. A few parts had me on my knees, taking me several hours and dozens of attempts, but the fluid movement and awesome visuals and music kept me going until I let go and found the flow. Now I go back and routinely beat those bosses in arcade mode for fun. It may have taken me longer to get there than other folks, but I fucking got there. Something unlocked in this
Yeah.
one for me.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Millie.
Something unlocked in this me on this one.
That's the sound Excise, like the same way Luca like opened up parry combat. Just
It's
when,
good.
when something like
I like that
cracks
size.
in your head. in a good way. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah, for real.
So much you
Okay,
can
so
skip. and
honorable
stuff.
mentions for Category 1 specifically
Cooler.
are Elb by Juneflower, The Ballad of Swishy by Was Not, Why Not, The Perils of Princess Christina by Jetstone 4, Lovely Lodgings Autumn Edition by Sean S. LeBlanc.
2 lovely lodging
Mary Pizza
references.
Cooler.
Wow. Fucking hell.
Tripped up.
What other podcast?
What are the odds?
Fucking hell. So the deal with Lovely Lodgings is that it's a travel log
Lovely
game
Lodgings.
where like you leave notes at different locations for other players to find, but you travel very, very slowly across the world map. Your node moves so it takes like 10 full minutes on the screen to like move from one location to the other.
Uh-huh.
So it's like there's a sort of meditative quality to it in addition to the locations themselves being really nice and loved on. And then you get all the bit where you like read the same reviews left by other characters.
Okay, so Category 2.
I want
This year was
pizza
the start
now.
of my shmup era. My pick,
Oh.
Devil Blade Reboot by Shigataki Games.
Reboot, huh?
Great entry point to the genre with a satisfying arc and difficulty curve, a gentle ramp up you can make meaner for yourself the more confident you are. The sick art and music and goofy voiceovers ensure every run is 25 minutes of ecstasy no matter how bad I fuck up. My first ever shmup 1cc. Better
Nice.
late than never. There will be more, stay tuned. Honorable mentions, Blue Revolver Double Action by Stellar Circle, Mushihime-sama by Cave, and
Oh,
Esper
God.
/ Exile by...
They said Mushihime, or however the fuck it said. That game is one of the most horrifying bullet fucking hells I have ever seen.
by Evergreen Games.
What was that other one? Let me go back.
And Esper / Exile by Evergreen Games.
Exile by Evergreen.
good
That's
one.
another one I hate myself.
Was that last one again?
Esper Exile.
God in heaven. There's so many fucking bangers.
Yeah, for real?
Category 3. Words type video games may or may not be horny. My pick. Oh, we had to get this rep in here. Chorus Gaiden,
Chorus.
Priestess of the Forgotten
I
Hero.
knew it. I knew it was gonna be
By
Chorus.
Twin Blade General. Is this another fan game? Oh my god.
Yeah, who
The
could
general-
do this one?
The General, whoever they are, crushed this. Like, it has everything, man. Adventure, romance, some very bad ends, hype anime-ass moments, and it even had
And
me taking
smut.
actual notes on paper for one segment. Really cool use of color palette shifts and text pacing for dramatic beats and atmosphere. Just really delighted to experience a lovely story about lovely and not so lovely characters made by lovely people that also put them in awful situations that made me feel real fucking horny about it.
Real horny about
Honorable
it.
mentions: Tear Ripple / Reflection of Weakness by Middle Sea Software.
We love
and
the
Core
horn
Image
here.
Superstars by Vita Sunday, and 8 Arms by Kate.
Thank you, Polly.
That's all. Thank you for playing. See you next year. Bye.
Thank you, Millie. That's the second chorus
Yep.
line reference, including last year there was one. It was from my now wife. So this one feels nice.
Shout outs to
I
John
think
getting
this is one of my
married.
favorite things I've made, and it feels really good. Millie was, it was
Cool.
very nice to listen to Millie gush about it.
All right, I promise I'm not going to fuck it up this time. We have our final listener list of the day.
Okay.
This is the end.
This
for
is
real.
the end for real.
For day one.
All right.
By the way.
I still know
Day
how to
one.
host podcast, people.
This is the shorter
This
of the
one
two
comes from
episodes.
Sloan TV Band. So we will give that a listen in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, my name is Sloan TV Band, and I'm here to share my top free games of 2025. I'm a longtime reader of Socks Make People Sexy, but not a very active community member. Anyways,
okay.
my first game that I really enjoyed, Mad Max, the recent open world game.
Nice.
I really love the car combat. It's probably my
That sounds
favorite car
fun.
combat of any game I've played.
You would say that.
I think, I'm actually not a fan of any of the Mad Max movies in particular, but
Really?
I really just liked the
I really
setting.
enjoyed a
I thought it was cool.
couple of the Mad Max
The
movies.
next one I really enjoyed was the 2022 remake.
Wait, we made you made that? The Mad Max game? You worked on that?
Of Saints Row, I
Saints
really
Row.
just enjoyed kind of
Nice. Never
the
played it.
sort of silly tone of the game, while it's also just very violent and profane at times. And also enjoyed the commentary on gig economy elements, as someone who has done gig economy work in the past.
Hey, I know how that
And,
feels.
The last game I really enjoyed was Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. I really liked the simulation-esque angle and the very open design of the game, where you can just
that's
complete
cool.
a lot of the objectives in a variety of different ways. And there's something compellingly amoral about the game, because you're basically a bad person in the game, but you're not like a mustache twirling villain. You're just someone doing a very shitty job, where you're pitting these countries against each other for your own personal gain. And so I think that's kind of an interesting thing, the way it's tackled in the game. So yeah, those are the games that I've really enjoyed this year, and I'm excited to see the complete list.
All right.
Thanks so much for the
Thanks
list.
so much,
That was
Sloan.
fun.
It's always fun when you find, people that, they don't necessarily interact with the community, but there are people out there still, like, checking in, reading the site, or just discovering new things. Like, it's always fun when we get those kinds of lists, because it's just like, man, kind of makes you start to feel like, God, yeah, we have been doing this for, like, 20 years now. It's real crazy.
It shows.
So, I guess with that out of the way, we can start winding down for the day. What do you say? You think it's time? You think we can do it? Do you think I have
we can do it.
You think I have it in me to actually make it through winding down this show with as much as my brain has seemingly fallen apart in the last 20 minutes? Not sure what to attribute that to, but that's gonna do it for day one of our Game of the Year Spectacular. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you find any new pies?
I liked the video.
Naughtily poke your finger into?
Yes.
Well, you got the next 24 hours to absorb it all,
Always.
because we will be back all up in your ear holes again tomorrow with another absolutely gargantuan haul of that good shit. So, until we meet again, which will not be that long, remember, we are the podcast that loves you. We're the only ones that love you.
Okay. Twisted that final message is. Alright, that's going to be it for the Daily Nipah for today. We had ourselves a 3-hour Daily Nipah. So, until next time, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in for the Daily Nipah/podcast. Make sure you pick this up and any games that you heard here today. This one specifically at socksmakepeoplesexy.net/games or .itch.io. Don't forget to pick up the baller variant that I also talked about on the podcast earlier. And go ahead and listen to these podcasts. You can look up Polly on YouTube. Go to socksmakepeoplesexy.net. You have so much stuff that you can go over and listen to there. Tons of free games from Polly. It's so good. It's so good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that as well. Positive vibes. And remember...